Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boys Jack and Dave here providing you guys this watch along on a lovely Sunday. We are coming up against Nuno's side. It is Nottingham Forest deforestation time, hence why I've gone for what Dave called a shacket. I've gone for my best interpretation of a lumberjack outfit here with still some Spurs themed colors, because the danger is, Dave, I think with a lumberjack outfit is that you could rock a little bit of red, and I didn't think that would probably be appropriate going into this game, but this is a massive one. Huge chance for us to take advantage of some drop points from Aston Villa. I know that's on plenty of people's minds, especially those in the chat here, but Dave, any thoughts ahead of the game here? The only change to the lineup is Pop Matasar is in for Bentancur. Thought Bentancur played terrific in the last match. Felt like that's a bit harsh on him, but Pop Matasar nonetheless has been one of our most consistent players this season. Huge game today, Dave. Let's have some deforestation.
No, look, it is time to declutter that forest, Jack. You know, they brought in the best lumberjacks in the business, and hopefully we can turn up today and clear the clutter, Jack. At the end of the day, look, it's not going to be an easy game. Forest are scrapping for their life in the relegation zone, looking to beat the drop, especially after the 4-point deduction. And we're scrapping for our life to, take top four. Now, we've had two opportunities to put it into our own destiny, really, against Fulham and against West Ham when Villa dropped points in them games, and we didn't take it. Today, we've only got so many bankable games where you should say we should win. This and Burnley coming up. You've got 5 tough games in between there against big teams. Now, I know some would argue we look better against the big teams, but I don't want to rely on that come the tail end of the season. So for me, I want to put the 3 points on the board today and put it into our own hands, into our own destiny, and start taking control rather than always wait. Because at Tottenham, it feels like sometimes the mentality is wait for others to slip up, right to the very last minute. But I want to change that. I want to start making things our own destiny. Now, in terms of the lineup, Jack, I'm actually a bit disappointed with the forward line. To be honest, I thought Postecoglou maybe could have done something a little bit different there to make us more potent. However, West Ham or Nottingham Forest are not as good defensively as West Ham are, so hopefully there'll be a few more opportunities for us. Sarr coming in for Bentancur. It's hard to know what way Bentancur is going to take that, though, Jack. I'll just quickly, because he came in. He's been waiting since his return from injury to wait for his moment, put in that sort of level of performance, and off the back of his best performance in a Spurs jersey, he's dropped. So be interesting what way he takes that. However, I would say maybe him being pushed out of that starting lineup this season might actually benefit us next season. You might get a more hungrier, focused, determined Bentancur heading into next season. So it might work out in our favour. I think the reason why he's probably brought Sarr in here, though, is maybe to help, deal with that counter-attack more effectively, with the pace that they've got in Hudson-Odoi and Elanga either side. So I'm probably hazarding that's why he's brought him in.
It's a good problem to have at the end of the day. While you feel bad for one or the other, whichever one is sitting on the bench, it's a good problem to have 2 terrific number 8s like them. And it's kind of why I agree with you with what you said earlier, that while the midfield, yes, you can kind of nitpick and maybe critique here and there what could be a little bit better. We have a lot of good midfielders in this team, and I think Pab Matasar is amazingly good enough at the age he is to actually displace a Bentancur, but also Bentancur, I think, would also displace most midfielders in this team, and most midfielders, even in and around the Premier League, he's that good as well. So it's one of those things at Spurs where it's a good problem to have, and I think I agreed with you earlier on the pre-match build-up that the midfield is where we usually are our strongest, and the fact that Bentancur was dropped is probably an example of that.
Yeah.
And so many of you, any final words there on the midfield?
No, look, it'd be interesting to see what people make of that. There'd be some people that are tuning in that shouldn't tune into the pre-match build-up, but let us know in the comments. I made a sort of comment earlier on. There's a lot being made about our midfield this season. However, I actually think they do their job the majority of this season. They sit us in that final third. They help us dominate possession, and they retain it very well. But it's the forward line for me, when they don't lack the creativity, when they keep coming back inside and everything else, they put the onus back on the midfield, and I don't think it's very fair. So, for me, I actually think the forward line is where our biggest problems is. People talk about Kulu not being right, and people talk about Son being too old to play off the left. That doesn't just happen overnight. No one wants to deal with the reality. Their numbers are all down from them positions because they don't have the big man up front who had the expert finishing, who could finish any type of ball you put into him and stuff like that. And for me, that's where we need to get back to. So, hopefully we can start making amends of that today against Forest and actually put them to the sword and show a lot of creativity rather than just 1 or 2 moments of brilliance.
Yeah. totally agree with you there. So many of you guys in the house already. Really do appreciate you guys tuning in. And it's another massive game for Spurs. We're reaching that tail end of the season where each game we just really care about points. I know we probably want to see brilliant performances as well. I'm kind of at that moment where I just want us to grab points. I agree with what Postecoglou said about, wanting to finish strong and actually be more about the quality of the performance than actually probably picking up points. I can totally see where he's coming from. And if I were the manager, I'd definitely say the same thing. It's just I'm a fan. I'm not a manager. I want us to finish in the European spots. I want us to finish as high as possible this season. So here's another huge game for us, and it's let's see if Spurs can stand up to the test and also be able to, I don't know. It's always been a thing with Spurs in the past where we see another team drop points, then all of a sudden, we seem to follow suit as well. So let's hope that this doesn't happen today. I hate to plant that seed in people's head, but might as well do it now before you yell at me later. Big up to everybody. So many of you guys in the house. Thank you again for picking us as your destination. So many places to go, but you pick us. And smash that like button for us as well. And if you do want to support the channel, feel free to grab a membership. I'm going to quickly fly through the chat here, catch up with all of you legends. And we have the one and only Mark New, nice and early, nice and first as well. He's gone for a 3-1 for Sonny and Brennan Johnson to score. And a 3-1 is what I've gone for, Mark. It's just it hasn't happened too many times this season. So let's hope it happens today. Big up to the Mark Army. Mario's in the house, the Tottenham teacher. He's saying, last day of break for me, a day of prep, but a morning of breaky and pints. We're in the ring. Come on, you Spurs. I'm very jealous there. Tottenham teacher would love to join you for that one. AK Shags is in here too. Big up to you. Rudy Toots in here. Futures Bright. Futures Lily White as a member as well. Big up to Sue Smith. Mark, the other Mark. Mark Army, like I said, very strong. Big up to you, Marky. Martin Knightsbridge, the one and only Martin Knightsbridge. Afternoon, boys. Let's have it. Come on, you Spurs. Big up to you, Martin. Chris Spurs is in the house. Tekken's in here as well. Come on, you Spurs. Forest fans will be climbing up their trees, afraid of what our Spurs will do to them. So more's to come, Dave. And let's go, Jack. Big up, Peter Elzy. Hennessy's in here as well. Sean Johnston. Daniel Larson. Daddy Larson, we haven't said your name in a while. Hopefully you're all right, my man. Come on, you Spurs. Let's go. Can't lose points to Nuno. Definitely cannot, Daniel. Ribsy85 as well. Hopefully you're all right. Feel like we haven't seen you in a bit, and I bet it's crazy o'clock in the morning for you. So big up to you, Ribsy. DJ AK is in here too. Yes, here we go. Big up, lads. 3 points incoming. Come on, you Spurs. Good to see you, DJ AK. And then Dark
Actually, a DJ, proper DJ.
Proper DJ. That's right. You had the fan show conversation with them. I'll try to tune into that one, DJ. Hopefully you and I can have a chat as well. Dark Sun G is in the chat as well. Up probably at crazy o'clock too. Good to see you, Dark Sun G. And he says, come on, you Spurs. Let's win by at least 2 and go forth. Son Johnson, Timo Sarr goals incoming today. How did Liverpool draw to Man United? Hurts to see the Gooners first, but City will win again. I was shocked, Dark Sun G. I watched kind of bits and pieces of that game while kind of setting up for this one, and Liverpool really did look absolutely on top of them and looked like they could have scored plenty of goals past them. It's just very wasteful. They kind of looked like us to a degree where they were just carving them open. Just each chance that they kept creating, they just weren't really finishing it up with a real shot on goal or with a real convincing effort to get a goal. And just Man United kind of caught them out, right? Just eventually just took the momentum back. And really unfortunate to see that one. It is one of those games, though, where it was kind of Man United's cup final, I think, this season. So they really did probably have to put in the best performance they could. And Liverpool were caught off guard, I think, by that. They looked like they had it, but they dropped points. And it is really frustrating to see them do that because, I don't know, I thought they were going to run away with the title, really, if they won this game today. But they didn't. It's up for anybody. It's really scary to see, Dark Sunji. Very scary. But he wants to see us win by 2 goals today, Dave. Can that be done?
Look, I just want us to rock up here with it. Can be done, Jack, but I want us to rock up here with a bit of belief about ourselves, a bit of confidence in what we're trying to do, a bit of swagger, and almost arrogance, but in a good way, just believe in yourself. It feels like at times we've got too many players that, they don't believe in their ability enough. Get on the ball, beat a couple of men, take them out of play, try shots, from distance, try different angles and stuff like that. Where we're at now, if things don't come off, fans ain't going to go mad at you because at least you're trying. You've almost got a free opportunity to go out there in the attack and turn and actually try things at this point. And that's what I want to see today. Son's done an absolute brilliant job this season in terms of carrying that forward line. And almost it's been a lonely job at times at some parts of this season. He's been our most consistent up there. Be interested to see how he gets on against the low block today. Against West Ham, it didn't suit him. Hopefully today, we have the answers to that. But, you know, Johnson's come to the party lately. Hopefully he'll have a point to prove today. You'll see him on top form. And with Werner, you just don't know what you're going to get. But hopefully, you know, Werner the Burner turns up today, you know, bags a couple of assists or a couple of goals. But I just want to see a bit of swagger, Jack, a bit of confidence and a bit of belief in what we're doing. You know, actually try things rather than this 5-yard safety pass crap, you know.
Yeah.
Actually get on the ball and try things, you know. Believe in yourselves. Batter the door down. You know, at least if you batter the door down, you don't score. Okay, you'd say, come out. Okay, unlucky. But with the amount of possession we dominate, because we don't batter the door down and create enough, we only, you know, we score in sort of, you know, one moment of brilliance or something like that, where one moment of what we're trying actually comes off. We leave ourselves vulnerable at the other end. When we dominate that possession today, you got to go for 1, 2, you know, 3 when you can, and kill the opposition's team's belief. Because when you leave it at 1-0 and you're sort of just passing it side to side, believe it or not, it actually gives the opposition belief that when they get hold of that ball, they'll go up the other end, and 9 times out of 10 they'll take that chance. So for me, don't give that Forest that opportunity today.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean there, Dave. And I think Forest are up for the taking here. I think they're a team that have made plenty of mistakes this season. I don't see them being as tight in the back as West Ham are. I could see them playing very similar to West Ham, like looking to hit us on the counter and try to hit it to the wingers who are their better players. But I think they, you know, kind of down towards the bottom of the table for a reason, whereas a team like West Ham kind of further up, and they will play similar, but my hope is, and my bet is, that they will give us a slightly easier test and a slightly easier game. But that being said, they're at the bottom of the table, and that means they're going to be fighting for every single blade of grass, every single point here. At least you like to think so, if they haven't already given up already. Big up, Dark Sun G. Huge game today, my friend. And it is disappointing to see those teams up at the top, you know, now so even and up for the taking. It makes me very nervous, but it's about today. It's about us now playing. I'm actually really excited about this game simply because I do want us to win. And it just feels like it's a Sunday, nice sort of, you know, sunny out afternoon here in New York. And I just want to have a nice win for us to be able to enjoy for the rest of this weekend. Dark Sun G, big up to you, my friend.
Make sure you console the owl lad as well, by the way. I know he's a huge Liverpool fan, you know, so make sure he's all right.
I bet the nerves are jangling for him right now after that. Definitely up for the taking.
I have a few phone calls to make after this game for sure.
Big up to Shem 10 as well. Hopefully you're keeping okay. Can Tab, another member as well. Big up to you. Hopefully you're all right. We have Wilson T, another member. Good to see you, Wilson T. 7SC. Really appreciate your support, 7SC. And then Adrian Chia saying greetings from the third Basuma Third Kit Society. Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Adrian Chia. I'm also rocking a third kit. Or maybe this was the away kit. I think it was the away kit, actually. This was the away kit, I think, that one season where we did have a weird set of them. I think we had that sort of cool blue tiger kind of print kit, right, with Antonio Conte. And then we had the swimsuit one, which is what I'm rocking right now. Bit of sunny on the back there for you, everybody, in case you wanted to see that. But yeah, I've gone for, I think this is a sunny away kit. I want to say it's a third kit, but if I remember actually correctly, Adrian, I'm not sure if it really is
that kit you're wearing, Jack, is more suited for Brighton Pier, you know, when you're going to see what's under the water and stuff like that.
I guess maybe we're going to do so much deforestation that we're going to get to the groundwater. So I guess that's why I'm wearing the swimsuit here. Big up,
you go deep in under and pull up them roots.
Big up, Adrian Chia. I really appreciate your support. We also have Lazy 8 joining us. Big up to Lazy 8. He says, if the title race is this tight by the time we go to Anfield, I say we recall Dyer and Dumbelly and Ange goes back to the right back. For that match. Yeah, I think we should bring all the players back for that masterclass. Harry Winks in for one little game, one little cameo in the midfield. It was Delhi, you know, for a little cameo as well against Liverpool. Wouldn't hurt, Lazy. Just go for that performance again.
Do you know what's dawned on me, Jack? Do you know in years gone by when you have Legends games and you're watching the likes of Ginola and people like that, you know, our era is going to be Winks, Dyer, Sanchez, all in the Legends game. It'll be flooding back memories I'm trying to eradicate.
What's weird about that game, Lazy 8, too, is that was one of the best games I'd seen Spurs play where I did not expect them to play well. Like, genuinely, that would be one of the games I'd probably point to where everything looked like we were going to be terrible on the day, and we just really surprised us. the funny part is we still didn't even win, despite how well I thought we had played. There was so much that still went against us and so many missed opportunities. But big up to you, my friend. Hopefully you're keeping well this Sunday afternoon. We have Laws for Ange, another member in the house. Tekken, of course, as well. Really do appreciate your support, Tekken. George Kadaras as well, another member. And then Georgie Hill says, morning, lads. Hope you're keeping well. Straight to business today. Let's chop down these trees. 4-2 Spurs this afternoon. Come on, you Spurs. Come on, you Harris Army. Come on, you Flat Cap Army. 4-2 there, George. I mean, that's a lot of goals. That's going to be a tough one for Dave and I to ride out that roller coaster. And then Martin Knightsbridge says, you got to take that lumberjack shirt off, Jack. LOL. You didn't like it, Martin, because it's maybe too early for me to go on the deforestation train here, Dave. Is that what he's alluding to?
No, I think he's probably just having a whale of a time, giggling to himself. At least he understands why you're wearing it, first of all. So that's come off nicely. Personally, I'd keep it on, Jack, until we're maybe 1 or 2 in. Your work is done, you're sweaty, you can take it off then and relax, That's what I would do. But big up, Marion. Good to see you. Hopefully the mother's keeping okay. And also, the son, Big T, as well. And also, just quickly, big up, who is it, Paul O'Connor I see there. How's Martin be, my man? Let us know.
Legend, Paul O'Connor. Martin, if you're still out in sunny Spain, it's also not easy to be rocking the lumberjack gear, so I bet you're just a little bit jealous. It's a little too hot, I think, for that sort of action.
Living in Spain, he's wearing that turd kit all the time, the swimsuit.
Oh, you should be. With a pair of sunglasses as well, looking good for the beach. It's not a bad kit for the beach. Not a bad kit for the beach, I will say that. Big up
if you want to get arrested.
Big up to the special occasions, and he seems to appreciate the shirt as well. So many of you guys in the house, like I said earlier, really do appreciate you guys picking us as your watch-along destination. Only so many minutes to go until we do have the kickoff here. We would appreciate if you guys smash that like button. Feel free as well to grab a membership, just because when I am trying to fly through the chat here, it's not easy to see all your names, and when it does glow and when it does sort of stick out to me a little bit more, it makes my life just that bit easier. But also, it's just easier way to remember the names and be able to, point you out, in this chat. And we go through so many roller coasters, we go through so many dips and kind of highs in these watch-alongs. So it is great to have you guys supporting us. Dropkick Your Teacher, I see joining us as well. Good to see you in the house, as well as Darius and Danny Darko Spurs and the one and only Faz Radfar. Big up to my favorite channel. Hopefully you are well. Everyone's gone for the 3-1 today, Faz. Finally, everybody's gone for the 3-1. Your favorite scoreline. Can't have happened today because that's what I've gone for. And then I do see Gene D in there too, and he's gone for a sunny hat trick. Big up to you, Gene D. And we see the Big T as well, and Dave Genola. Say that again, Dave.
I was just welcoming new subscriber. I seen it pop up there. Yeah, Greg Lawless, welcome.
And Dave, looks like 5 more minutes until kickoff here. I don't really know what else to say other than I hope to see a slightly better performance than the West Ham one. The West Ham one I can't be too critical about, really, because I felt like we were solid in the back. I think we did, well in dominating the West Ham side. It's just we didn't have that clinical nature up front, and I could feel like we could take more risks in this game. Tried to test the Forest keeper out a bit more, try to force the defense into more mistakes, but I'd just say let's just, kind of take advantage of whatever possession, whatever space they do give us and try to make this, more of a convincing game. And let's go for the 2-goal win like Dark Sun G wanted.
No, look, I think we all need that sort of convincing win, Jack, heading into these run of tough 5 games that we've got coming up. Newcastle, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool and Chelsea. We sort of need to sort of show some sort of performance before we head into them games. And no better time than to do it today. You're at home in front of the home crowd. It's a lovely sunny evening over here in Ireland. It's a bit different, we've had all 4 seasons today. But it's a great day. It's a great time to turn it on. You're on TV. There's no other game about. You're the only ticket in town. You're across TV all across the world. Go out and show what you're made of, Go and, people like me who's had criticisms of Werner, for instance, and Brennan Johnson this season. Go out and prove me wrong. Go out there, put on a dazzling display and show why his fans are wrong and what they're saying about you, stuff like that. Son will also be hungry, You could see the frustration in the guy after the West Ham game. And I don't think that was aimed at Kulu. I think personally that was maybe him showing a bit of frustration that he couldn't get into the game and affect it maybe the way he wants to. So you're going to have an angry son today. An angry son is a determined son, and hopefully he'll bag a couple today as well, Jacko. But I just want to see us play well. I want to see us do things with purpose. Sometimes it feels like when we win, it's almost almost luck because, we take a chance that we're not expecting to come our way and stuff. But I just want to see us actually utilise possession today. That's all I want to see. And hopefully we can get that down. Maddison, another one, That plane ain't going to wait for him in the summer. I'd argue, Morgan Gibbs-White has just as good a chance as Maddison does to get on that plane right now. He's up, they're up against each other today. It'd be a bad idea for him to let Gibbs-White outshine him today, especially at his own patch. So, Maddison, another big game for him today. You got to go out and do the job. No hiding places anymore. Take control of your own destiny for once. Let's go. New Tottenham going forward.
Yeah, Mark New definitely agreeing with you on that one, that he needs to prove to Southgate that he deserves the number 10 Spurs shirt and even, a spot in that creative midfield for England where there already are plenty of creative midfielders to choose from. So it's a stiff competition for Maddison. He has to show why he deserves to be in it. And I look forward to as well, a better performance from certain individuals that we saw from that West Ham game. I think Sonny, we all know, his hold-up play, his back-to-goal, style for what he's being asked to do in this striker role, playing with his back-to-goal. I just think that's probably, up there with maybe his, weakest attributes or one of his weakest parts of his game. And I think what hurt us in the West Ham game is, while it is one of his weakest attributes, felt like he really had low confidence, he just started to really just lose. Because even a player that might not always be the best in that sort of, let's say, aspect of their game, if they do get a few things right, they could play with a bit more confidence, back themselves to play a bit better with it. But it felt like he just really was just not on it in terms of that regard of the what we needed from him at striker. So I hope to see a better game from him in that regard. I'm not expecting him to have world-class hold-up play or anything, but I think in the last game he did struggle. And I think he also just, didn't really want to do it really anymore. I think he would have rather had just been on the ball, facing his man, running at his man, hence why he dropped deep so many times. So I hope to see also Sonny playing with a bit more confidence. And I think we know he's our best player, and I think we know if we have him, feeling confident, if we have him playing well, very, very likely to win a game here. So that's what also I'm hoping, is that we get a bit of a bounce back performance from Sonny in this game, because he just was a little off it, not his best day at the office. And I could say that with some other players, even Werner, right? He started really strong and then really faded in the game. So we hope to see a better game from Werner.
Do you know what? Do you know what, though, Jack? When it comes to Son, although I get frustrated at times, it's not his fault. At the end of the day, when I'm seeing him getting frustrated and started maybe abandoning that role where we needed a more disciplined guy to be there, maybe understand that he wasn't going to be able to get on the ball and affect the game, but he needed to be in the box and be a presence and make the right runs and stuff. As soon as I'm seeing him getting frustrated, knowing that he ain't a natural striker, despite how many people tell me he is, and should have been very quick to change it and said, okay, Son, he's lost that sort of discipline. He's getting frustrated now. He wants to get on the ball, go and affect it. Make that change and put someone else up there. Sacrifice them for a little bit. But look, Ange didn't do that today. So, Sonny, I would urge, just stay disciplined today, Although you may not be getting 100 touches, that one touch that you could get on the end of a cross could be actually all the difference. So hopefully, we see him becoming a little bit more disciplined in that striker role today.
Yeah. Absolutely agree with that one. Martin Knightsbridge says, not many lumberjacks here. I'm not used to it. I would bet not many lumberjacks in Spain.
Palm trees over there.
I feel like, too, they're probably running out of, big, thick lumberjack trees, to be able to chop down over in Spain at this stage. Much more of the palm tree sort of style. Big up to you, Martin, though. And
big up, Martin.
Nice Sunday afternoon, I hope, for you. And I've seen, this time of year, the Estrellas are coming out. Maybe more of the, I think, the Estrella Doms, as well. Those are nice, plenty of good Spanish ones out there to enjoy. So hopefully you're having an okay Sunday for you, Martin. And we're just waiting for this game to get kicked off here, everybody.
Come on, Spurs. Let's get after it today. Let's show that we mean business. Come the business end of the season, hopefully business boys Tottenham turn up today. No delay to kick off either, which, could have happened. Just waiting for coverage to start, guys. We'll be with you in one momento. Just bear with us. Here we go. They're showing us there's a big party in Nashville. They're hardly all Forest fans, are they? What's going on there?
They're the Premier League weekend. They do these fan fests, and they're doing it in Nashville, Tennessee this weekend.
One of our subscribers might have been there, Jack. Tom Harris, actually, namesake. He got a picture with Ledley King.
Sorry, everybody. We might have kicked off a little late. I was just confused. It felt like NBC was just taking forever to to actually get the game on screens. We're close to a minute in. I'm about to get the timer synced up at a minute if you do want to sync up with us. Sorry we couldn't do the epic kickoff as we usually like to do in the very get-go, but for some reason NBC was taking their damn time with this one. And it's even freezing up for me as well, so we're going to try to get it under sync here, but game's going to be underway in just a second.
Give them a moment to get their cameras focused, so we will. Tottenham looking good, though, in possession early on, which is what we want to see. Doji, I believe, winning a corner kick here. The big dog. Big game from him today. He hasn't been at the races maybe the last 3 games. We have spoke about it. Hopefully, Pedro Porro and Maddison have been practicing set pieces. The amount of tackles and free kicks that Yates gave away against us last time out. Hopefully, we can take advantage of the set pieces. Porro goes with the short one, interestingly enough. Basuma on the edge of the box has a strike. Just gone wide, unlucky from Biss. Well worked, short routine. Unlucky by Basuma. At least we're shooting, though. Postecoglou was asked that question in the pre-match press conference or post-match against Forest about, maybe us not pulling the trigger. And he says, well, it's not me not telling them. So, hopefully they get on that today. Here we go. They've sharpened the lenses on this camera. That's what we're talking about. We're underway. VDV. Basuma out to Romero. Come on, let's do this with a bit of purpose today, lads.
Pedro down the line to Sarr. Great pass. Can he find Johnson? It was Johnson who found Sarr. That was a great ball. And then it was Porro who's making the run down the byline. Sarr couldn't find him. Johnson having to chase down Hudson-Odoi. Well done, son.
He's going to destroy him today, Porro. Hudson-Odoi, he's useless.
Good tracking
back.
That
guy had the world at his feet.
Good tracking back by Johnson so far.
It's a horrible kit Forrester wears.
Yeah, it's hard to even tell what
Disgusting. It is. The colours are just all wrong.
Yeah, it's all over the place. I agree.
Oh, well done, Romero. Great header. Very competitive up there against Chris Wood. Nice and early.
I'm kind of mad I missed the reception, that Nuno would have received.
Yeah. You probably got booed, lad.
I bet he would. I just wonder how much it compared to Pochettino.
Good pressure by Werner, but Doji wins it. Werner wins the header. Good pressure by Johnson.
No, Mickey gives it away.
Well
done, Werner. Loose touch from Yates.
Ref, it's that Yates again. Give him an early yellow this time. Please do not let him away
Werner
with
gets it going quickly, though. Well done, son. Pop Mat to Sarr. Out wide to Johnson.
Now play Porro.
Play Sarr. Well done, Sarr. Great movement. Great ball. Sonny. Oh, under his feet. Caught under his feet, gives it away. We had a good move as well there. Oh, ball over the top. Get there, Vic. Thank you, man.
As cool as you like. 2 Romero as well. It's brilliant. Romius to Johnson. Good ball. Go on, Johnson. Run at the kick.
Take him on, son. Out for a
Wins
corner.
a corner kick.
Taking on his own
good start
teammate,
by Tottenham.
Aina.
Good early pressure. Putting Forrest on the back foot. Let's see if we can take avail of this. Come on, I'd love an absolute rum bomb here or a nice cold Van de Veen special served up on a Sunday with a glass of Coke. That'd be brilliant. Forest fans giving Johnson stick. I hope he buries one in the back of the net today. Will we put it in the box or will we go short again? We've gone short yet again.
Madison whips it in. Oh, it's a great ball. Werner, first time. Love it.
Good ball by Madison.
Udoji.
Doji on the sprint forward.
Out wide to Werner on the left-hand side here. He's on with Nico Williams.
Corner kick.
Crosses it in for a throw-in.
Come on, Spurs.
Timo, good play. So far, Spurs pinning Forrest back here. They're definitely going to try to have to hit us on the counter for this.
Yeah.
For this period here.
Set out a start early. Good movement by Son.
Wow.
Good ball
good
to Basuma.
Not a great first touch, but he did well to get out.
Yeah, he done well to recover. Basuma taking on his man.
Oh, good try.
Unlucky. Good idea to try and reverse pass to Brennan Johnson.
Going to see the danger here, though. They're looking to counter.
Porro, get out there and smash him. Ex-Chelsea scum.
Forrest can't counter us there. Well done by Sarr. Sticking a foot in there on Gibbs White.
Well done, Basuma. Well knocked up.
Get there, Madison. Well done, Matters. Get there, son. Simon Hooper giving us the foul. Thank you, Simon. Yates again.
Give him that's his second challenge. Give him a fucking yellow card. How many more are we going to let Yates away with? He is an expert at pulling down the counter or pulling down a move. He's expert at it. He's driving me insane.
Alfie Hall saying he's only watched 2 minutes so far and he's already seen 2 fouls. By Ryan.
It's a joke. Yeah, about 32 in the other game.
C. Johnson.
Takes too long to get out there.
Yeah, but Madison is telling Porro to play it out there. I mean, Madison should be the one playing it out there.
Van der Ven. 2 bunched up, guys. Come on. Get moving.
Out wide to
On to
Mariner.
Timu.
Good ball across
Keep
the
up.
6. Good touch from Sonny. Oh,
Good ball back to
Madison!
Madison.
Oh,
He wasn't even going on target
great pass
either.
from Sonny. Basuma whips.
Basuma swinging his foot at it.
I'm sorry,
It's
everybody.
all hopping off here.
I don't think he could ever play number 8 with that shooting ability. He really does.
Well on Van der Ven. Good interception there. Well done, Madison as well. On to Johnson. Johnson back to Sarr. Sarr into Madison. On to Basuma.
Sarr.
Look at Vernon.
There you
fucking
go. See him.
screaming. There we are, Sarr.
Not a great ball,
At least he
though.
attempted it.
Yeah,
At least he attempted it.
Basuma needed to get his head turned. Well done by Doji. Oh, he's giving away a foul.
Don't you dare book a Doji for 1 foul. Don't you even dare, ref.
No,
he loves it.
Simon.
Look at
He's
him.
our boy.
He's about
Simon,
Doji.
he's our man. He's our man, Simon.
He loves him. Good man, Simon Hooper. We'll have to make sure he gave, we might put him in the man of the match again today. Good pressure by the front line there from Sonny. Forcing them all the way back to Sells. Force him to go long out wide, and it's an accurate pass, to be fair. Forrest are out here. It's Yates on the ball, looking to feed Alanga in behind. Alanga's in behind here.
Across the
He goes to
6,
square it. He's
Romero.
a complete wrong option he had all day, and it's a good clearance by Romero. That is shocking from Alanga. You let us
Good
away
touch,
there.
Werner. Or no, Madison. Sorry. Madison,
Well,
great
no,
work.
Matters, keep going. Referee,
Sir.
Will you get a grips of Yates? That's number 3 now. That is foul number 3. Are you going to do anything about it, or are you going to keep letting him do this? You've got one job.
He's
getting
seriously
away
is
with
able 3 fouls. Even Tyler says earlier that's now 15 or 16 fouls he's
We'll let
given
him do
without
4 or 5. It's a
card.
joke. The referee will just keep talking to him. You may as well ask him what hairdresser he goes to and shit, because he ain't talking to him about not making any more fouls. Werner running at them, though. Come on, Speedo. Oh, it's
There
wrong
you go.
option.
Great pass. Oh, Madison.
Come on.
Madison
Madison just slipped there in the right moment. Werner, good takedown. Itoji.
Yeah, those little pokes.
Sarr. Get out to Johnson, Basuma. Basuma, not really any options here in the final third. He has to go back there.
See Johnson, Romero. Back to Basuma.
Someone make
Matters.
a fucking run.
Sonny, have a hit, Sonny. Not a great touch. Sonny had a good touch there. Probably could have had a shot.
Here we go. Brennan Johnson on the ball. Run at the fullback.
Gets read out. Thank you, sir. Matters. See Johnson. He's got to play him there. Well done, Sarr. Great interception.
Why
what is
did
that?
you do
To no
that?
one. To no one.
He didn't even look up. Great
Well done,
interception. He just went
Romero. It's
up.
all right. It's all right. Romero's won it here. Johnson. Matters.
No, Madison. For fuck. Johnson just needs to boycott Madison and go on his own. Screw Madison.
Oh, no!
No, first go from halfway.
Oh, my Lord!
Inside their own half, I think. Who's that?
Murillo! Oh, he's good at
Oh,
those.
my
He
Lord,
actually
what
is
an
good at
effort.
those. He is very
He had
good
my
at
heart
those.
in my mouth. He's way inside his own half. He's gone from like 3/3 of the pitch away. Tries to go over. He's not too far away from the distance,
He's done these a few times, Dave, this season, actually, Murillo. He's done these a few times. I actually forgot
What
about
a cheeky
that.
boy.
He is that good, actually, on the ball. He can do those.
Romero.
Martin Knightsbridge saying, Jack sounding, just a second here, Martin.
Sarr. On to Porro.
Porro!
Porro with the ball across. It's blocked. It's cleared out by Andrew Amabembadeli. He's a great Irish centre half.
Martin Knightsbridge saying, Jack sounding Cockney. Well done, my son. Love it. Actually, it's probably just because I still have that sickness. I still have that cold. I'm very stuffy, sore throat at the moment there, Martin. So maybe the Cockney is coming out here.
People go mad about Madison already. Porro, come on, good delivery. Lino, don't you dare touch him. You have to be great to touch Pedro Porro, okay? You're not his prison warden. Now fuck off.
Pick up, Martin. Appreciate the support, man.
Johnson. Come on, Madison, deliver. Oh, my Lord, you're weak. Porro. Sonny. Basuma! His shooting is atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, he is.
He's not bouncing around like a ping pong ball there.
I love Basuma, but that's why I don't subscribe to him playing a number 8, because he has to be able to score a goal, and I just don't think he's the guy that can score a goal. Really. No offense
He's
to
just
him.
dragging every shot.
He just skies it or drags it or just never makes clean contact with it whenever he has to shoot.
Although what I will say is just keep shooting. You never know. One of them deflections might go in. Pedro Porro here with another corner. Come on, Post, man. It's your time to deliver.
Definitely Shawnee. Definitely down with the sickness.
It's another short corner. We don't want to put it in there whatsoever. Madison. Back to the Porinator.
Oh, back post!
Who's there? No one there. No one there to attack it. It's a great ball right into the danger area. Come on, Tottenham. Come on, Tottenham!
So far, very much on top of them this half. Great start, I'd say. It's
just boring in
trying
attack
things.
again. We're not creating anything.
I think we're trying things. I think we have created things, Dave, actually. I think we're getting that ball into the box to Sonny. He's laid it off a few times to other players. Just haven't been able to get that shot on goal. I think we should already have been testing the keeper more because we've had some looks. Let down by either a pass or poor touch.
Rambam. Just pass the...
He's just looking to try to do it himself with a pass.
You just got to move that ball quicker. Instead of taking 15 touches, nothing moves as quick as moving that ball one touch. Just move it around and pull your opposition around the place. You create space.
Over the top
Van
to
de Ven
Sonny.
going long to Son. Just a shit ball and not the right idea.
Oh, Mickey, though, lets it past him.
Yates, who should be sent off by now, shouldn't even be allowed to touch the ball.
Chris Wood.
Wow, well done. Great defending by
Johnson.
Johnson.
Great tracking back.
Good ball into Sonny.
Sir!
Madison.
If that's Yates, that's a yellow. If that's Yates, that's a yellow. If he gets away with another one, thank God.
He's giving it to him.
Okay, well, I was going to start losing it.
So I guess the standard is you're allowed 5 challenges before a yellow card. At least we know the standard.
I don't get it.
Look, at least he's not getting booked at 88 minutes like he did in the reverse fixture after 36 fouls. Needs to reassess his hairstyle, though. Doesn't help him. Van de Ven. On to Romius. Ice cold Van de Veens. Come on, move it. With a bit of purpose.
Romero. Tries to clip it.
Cheeky idea.
Aina.
Chris Wood, he does well there to deal with that.
Gibbs White. Well done by Mickey Van de Ven. So far, we're stifling those counters from Forrest. They haven't really had much of anything so far. Just need to keep testing them, though.
How many shots have we had on goal? What's the stats on it?
Well done. Basuma. Sonny.
Use it, son. Werner. Come on, Timo. You've got to score.
Werner. Cross. Goal! There we go.
Come on.
Murillo with the own goal.
The guy who tried to score a 65-yard screamer has now become the villain with the own goal. Timo Werner. We'll have a look at this again. Sonny plays the option nice and early, and it creates that opportunity there. Werner holds the
I can't do my screams, Dave, as much with my throat at the moment, but it's a goal for Spurs. Brilliant job by Sonny.
Sonny onto Werner.
Let's hope he's onside
just
here.
Onside, I think. Gets the ball across Marino on own goal. And you know what, guys? It's Werner on the dance floor. And Spurs are in the groove. Timo is going to burn this goddamn place right down. Come on!
He's been good at these. That was probably more of a cross across the 6 yard, but I felt like, these are these little left-footed pokes that he is good at,
Oh,
Werner. But it could be offsides here, so let's not.
he's got to be on. I mean, that guy's way over the line compared to Werner over the other side. Yeah, he's way on. He's way on here. Unless they draw crooked lines, I mean, unless it's a roundabout they're drawing, he's way on side here. You don't even need
they've given
There
it.
we go. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I've got a dodgy left eye, and even I could tell that was on.
I wish I could scream more for these opening goals. Sorry. I tried and my voice immediately came up. Come on. There you go, lads. Great start. Like I told you, Dave, I think we did have a great start to that. And let's hope we can grab a second here. What I would say, though, is, these are the gifts that we were talking about. And to the members, these are the gifts we were talking about.
Yeah. Oh, poor ball. No, you're absolutely spot on, Jack.
They're not like West Ham, who are not. West Ham probably wouldn't give us that gift, whereas Forest will, because they're just a bad team.
Here we go. Get out wide to Werner again.
Oh, Basuma, though. Basuma!
Oh! I thought it was in.
I thought he was about to shut us up.
I thought he put that in the bottom corner. How close is he?
Well wide. Never mind. That was his closest effort this
fooled
whole
me.
season.
I thought wrestled. It's his towel in the bottom corner, not the football. It's the goalkeeper's towel.
Goal in the first half at home. Very good. Well point at Wembley. It hasn't happened too much this season.
No. Now let's capitalize on it and go and get a second. Let's not do a stupid mistake or anything that concede. Let's go and fucking build on this now. Yeah, Nuno, cry more. Should have the most luxurious of toilet roll to mop up them tears after moving to Saudi anyway. Should be like quadruple padded. Oh, really thought Basuma scored there. I was going to check in on Adrian Chia and make sure he's all right. Oh, Forest playing a bit dangerous there, but they're out.
Oh, get there, Basuma.
Oh, lucky Basuma.
Morgan Gibbs-White.
Morgan Gibbs-White, don't not let him. It's a great ball out to Hudson-Odoi in his path.
Dangerous
Hudson-Odoi with the overlap with
Shot
England.
on goal, straight at Vic.
Oh, Vic. Well on, Vicky. Well on, Vicky.
Again, everybody, I wish I could have celebrated more. I just genuinely felt my throat just give out on that one. But a great opening goal, and it sort of came. I didn't expect it to go in that sort of manner. And
good football here by Madison.
Ahead. Great job by Werner. I think he's been one of the brightest players of the first half in the forward line as well, Werner. He's done well.
You can tell he's no confidence to shoot, though, because most other wingers would have shot there. I actually think he took the wrong option and got away with it. Here we go, running at them again. Yates on the ball. Someone smash him now. The Doji caught ball watching there. Gets back though with his pace. Van de Ven, get your head up. Get it onto Werner. Madison. That's a beaut. Oh, unlucky. That would have been a beauty ball out to Porro. Morgan Gibbs-White wins the free kick. Papa Lassar leaves one on him. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Nomad says shooting at last. Well, technically we didn't shoot. We crossed. Still went in. People saying Madison going for the Hollywood. Look, I don't mind that. At least he's trying things, At least it's not the predictable sort of stuff. At least we're trying. Werner on the press. Force Forest to go along. Gibbs-White running in behind. Is he offside? Van de Ven deals with it. It's offside anyway. Happy days. Just between the whole refereeing team, there's not one hair between them today. They're all bald.
Out of all the bald referees, which there are millions, Simon Hooper is definitely my favorite.
Come on, Tottenham. Let's go and get a second now. Really kill our Forest momentum. Rambam. To Van de Ven. Marauding forward like the stallion he is.
Romero. Maybe see Sonny. Sonny's dropping really
Look at
deep.
Adoji. He's screaming.
Look at
Here we
Sonny
go.
dropping very deep here. Here we
Come
go.
on, Sonny.
Can he find a pass? Opened up the play to Romero. Romero out wide to Johnson. What can he do? Johnson. Well done. Matters. Matters, man. Okay,
Good
great
ball.
pass down the line to Sarr.
Well done, Sarr.
Good defending from Murillo.
Great defending.
And he skills past Basuma.
Don't foul him. Just don't foul
Well
him.
done, Basuma. Great tackle. Unlucky there. I wish we could have had a counter there. It was a great tackle from
Yeah,
Basuma.
we deserved the break of the ball off that tackle. It was an excellent tackle by Biss. You done very well there to stick with him. Forrest
Werner.
trying to get a bit of possession here.
Nico Williams on their right side. Not many options for him, though. Great pressure from Spurs. Basuma. Well done by Udoji. Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Absolutely bullies
Shows
him
him the
there.
weight room.
Absolutely bullies him. Basuma carrying it.
Like taking sweets off a baby.
Werner down the
Werner.
left. Down the left. Timo
Come on,
Speedo.
Speedo. Onto Sonny, who's dropped out to the left-hand side here.
Yeah, they're overloading on the left-hand side here. Sonny winds up.
With Madison.
Well done, Matters. Basuma. He's been very composed today, Basuma.
Good ball by Madison into Son.
Oh, great
Bro,
bit of
that's a
play from
penalty.
Poro and
That's a bloody
Sonny.
penalty. He's done the 1-2 and he's
Oh.
clipped him. Come on, VAR.
Oh.
Get involved.
That was lovely.
Get involved here. That's a penalty all day long.
Oh, that was lovely from Sonny and Poro. Absolutely
Is
lovely.
it a dive? It's outside
Yeah,
the
I think
box
it's a tad bit of a dive. It was a good idea from Sonny and Poro. Great idea.
I think Son is just testing the theory that Tottenham don't get penalties.
of all the ones we haven't been given, that wasn't the worst. Of all the ones, there's
I think
definitely
he's
some
trying
worse.
to test the theory.
Definitely not for me. Ryan Yates,
Look at
though,
you, couple
continues.
of best friends at Hooper. It's a joke there. They're hugging each other for.
Out wide to Werner on the left again.
Timo picks up the ball, runs
Great
at them.
speed.
Madison, move off him.
Well done, Matters. Werner into Matters.
He slowed
Udoji.
everything fucking
He always
down.
goes backwards, Matters. Always goes backwards.
Bissouma!
Basuma!
Oh, keeper
Getting
nearly
lots of
stood
shots
it.
today. Getting lots of shots.
Oh, Madison is starting to slow things down a little.
It's just he keeps going sideways when he doesn't need to. Those are two passes from Werner. And Werner, Dave, I'll just say it. It's never a cross, but that poke that he does, he gets it every time. He gets it every time. It's very funny.
Yeah.
It's
here we
effective.
go. Madison,
Matters.
you got to make something happen here.
There you go. Into Werner.
Out to Werner.
One-on-one
Werner goes
with
to Skinny's
Nico.
man on the outside. Gets
Great
it across.
cross!
Sonny!
Oh!
Oh, Johnson nearly, actually. Madison. They're all wearing orange boots. What's going on today?
Oh,
Sonny!
Sonny! Oh!
Sonny blocked.
Why'd you go back inside? Oh, Sonny, let it go
Win
across
that
your
right.
body.
Yeah.
What a tackle from Romero.
What a ball by Gibbs White there. Van de Ven, come on. It's not even a contest.
What a ball from
It's better, though. It's better from Tottenham. We're starting to find little gaps there. Carry on the ball. Try and invite Forrest out here. Try and get them in behind for the second. Goes long to Werner. Werner tries first time in behind for, who's that, Dojan. He's left frustrated there. Alanga running that Werner here now. Great challenge by team. Oh, start a free kick, ref. He's on the ball. What are you blowing up for, Hooper? Get back in your box. It's a great challenge. Man on ball. What more do you want? He's got a good brush, that Timo Werner. You know a good brush when you can see the strokes in the hair. It's beautiful.
that left-footed
Oh,
poke
Johnson's
nearly
so
allowed Johnson to
close.
score.
What a
It looks
save
like
by
it's
Sal.
actually got good contact on it, Johnson.
Very good contact. It's a great ball across on his left foot there by Werner, actually. Johnson
Wow,
gets the
he
shot.
got it
What
with
a
his
save.
foot. Great. Oh, it's almost a great finish.
What a save by Sells.
That's a crack save.
He made his Belgium debut against Ireland, actually. Forrest with the long free kick. It's taken down. It's ball in the box.
Oh,
Straight.
catch it, Vic.
He's
Well
gone
done.
for the one for the cameras there. He could have probably
Definitely
caught
so.
that there.
Definitely so.
Play acting.
Basuma in Nassar.
Here we go. Let's break now. Look at Sonny.
See
Look at
Sonny.
Sonny, sir. Oh,
Johnson. Great touch.
Cuts inside.
Oh, great
Good ball to
pass.
Sar. Sar gets across.
Oh, great work from Johnson
Sar
and
needs to
Sonny.
play Sonny's run.
Great work from Johnson and Sonny.
This is better though. At least we're trying things today. We're looking okay.
We're carving them open very easily.
I'd like a few more attempts, goal bound, but we're getting there. Small progress.
I think each of the
We're
forwards
actually creating stuff. We're trying like different things, which I don't mind.
Each of the forwards are much better today. I think Johnson's had a bright start, continuing off of the West Ham game. Timo Werner is actually continuing his good work. He hasn't faded like he did last time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's in behind for Alanga. Alanga gets it across. Chris Wood!
No! They've equalized.
It's a really shit goal to concede.
Out of nowhere as well.
This is the problem when we don't kill teams off with the amount of possession we have. Fuck's sake. Chris Wood, that's 4-4 for him now. He's on absolute fire. It's so easy. We just play through there. Alanga onto Williams. Williams back to Alanga. It's played in behind Van de Ven. Romero comes across. Porro tries to come across.
Romero or Porro don't deal with it well. Udogie gets caught out. I think Mickey Van de Ven and Udogie don't
go out
do well.
to Nico Williams. He has to go out with more.
The whole left side just get exposed there. Van de Ven and Udogie.
The whole left side got exposed, and because they went, everyone else was dragged out of position and coming across and caught.
Udogie and Van de Ven have to do a lot better, I think. They have to do a lot better.
Van de Ven has to go out there with purpose. He's fucking jogging out there. He's not even aware of what's in behind him. Speed that guy has. You cover ground so quickly. Get out there with purpose and put pressure on him.
A lot of people are saying that Udogie also didn't really run very hard to track the runner who went on as well. It's a good point. Just don't think him or Van de Ven do very well there.
The problem is we always leave ourselves open to this one. We just don't take enough advantage of the possession we have. We're trying, but we just... Oh, it's just poor. Oh, here we go. Pedro Porro tries to get his foot on it to pull it across to Sonny. Forest look like they're out here again. Basuma does well there. Well read. Van de Ven. On to Werner. No option but to come back inside to Van de Ven. On to James Maddison. If he does this again, I swear to God. Johnson into Porro. To Romero.
Mickey Van de Ven.
On to Van de Ven.
Madison, all you're doing
is being carried towards him.
Matters.
Do something now. Don't do all this to go backwards.
See Johnson.
Get out,
See Johnson. There you go.
What's better?
Oh, Johnson. There you go. Wow, good touch. Porro.
All that work is undone. All the work is undone.
Nice. Poor from Porro. Poor from Porro.
That's gotten.
Just need to keep creating chances, and we'll grab the second here. But it's just another blown clean sheet out of really no pressure at all from Forest. Matters on the left. Basuma.
Expand the passing. It's not rocket science.
Give
Stop
it to
this
Sar,
5-yard
man.
nonsense
Find
shit.
Sar. You have Sar and
it.
you have Sar and Johnson there.
All this passing and huffing and puffing to go one side to the other. Do something. Farner gives away possession to Nico Williams. He tries to get back. He does all right there. It's another 1-2
Mickey,
with
you gotta
Elanga
step
here.
up.
Well done, Destiny Adoji. That's not a free. Now go at them while they're caught.
Oh my
Oh my
lord,
God!
Matters.
What
What sort of ball is that, man?
Oh,
That's just the wrong way to hit it as well. Just the entirely wrong way to hit it.
take him off at halftime. Get Bentancur on. I'm not watching him do this anymore. Not for a number 10. I can't. I grew up watching the likes of Kaká, Ronaldinho, Zidane, people like that, and I have to watch this fraud. Fucking hell, Madison. Jesus Christ. Sorry, good ball around the corner now.
There you go, Sonny. Come on. Play somebody, Sonny. Okay.
Nah, he's opportunity.
Oh, you had 2 men there, Sonny. Oh, wow. Werner's.
You had to play the 2 runners.
That's the one time Werner has a shit cross. Out of all the shit crosses to have, that's the one time he chooses to have a shit cross. Also,
Son took too much out of it anyway. He should have fed Porro on that when he had the runners
totally.
on that side
Sonny
rather than running away from them.
He had 2 players. He could have slipped in through there, or he could have shot it. He should have shot it, or he could have slipped those 2 players in.
I think you've given Werner the commentator's curse, Jack.
Really did, but Sonny there, yeah, you're right. You could have easily slipped them in. I think he also had the left-footed shot on once again. Sonny's one of those this season where I feel like, why haven't we seen him take enough cracks from outside the box? Because we know he's the guy who has them.
Yeah. If anyone's going to put it in, it's him, right?
I give him a free license on any time to shoot from outside the box, really. I don't know why he doesn't do it enough.
Basuma's had more shots than Son today.
Ball in behind. Well done from Mickey. Not a great pass, though. Back to Vic. Good touch. Basuma. It's a hard one to play out from. Oh, Aina skip past. Porro out for a corner. Set piece.
Just mark Chris Wood. If he scores, I swear, I'll lose it.
It's very obvious who they want to get it to, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be Chris Wood or really maybe Yates.
Yeah, that idiot will probably pop up somewhere. It's cleared. It's cleared right back into danger zone.
Poor touch. Get there, Sonny.
What, unlucky.
Out wide to Gibbs White on the left.
Close him down.
Ball in. Come on, Tottenham. Come on, lads.
Just gone flat there the last 5 minutes.
Oh, no. Aina. Cross
oh,
the
it's a pull back. Oh,
Joe,
what a save by Vic. It's the rebound. It's off the post.
Lucky
Wake
there.
up, Tottenham. It's another shot by Gibbs White.
So lucky there. So lucky.
We are so lucky to not find ourselves 2-1 down. Tottenham need to wake up. The last few minutes, we've just gone a bit flat. We've almost lost belief since Forrester started scoring.
Pedro Porro
We've gone
there.
shit in on attack. We've gone shit defensively.
Mickey Van
we
de Ven
need to start
again.
putting ourselves together.
Mickey Van de Ven, why is he just
there?
he's dropped all the way back. Look at this ball. He's just dropped all the way back and let that go across.
Oh.
Pedro Porro as well, just not do well reading that.
No, he didn't. He didn't do well there at all. Now, hopefully that's a wake-up call, and hopefully they take that warning now and actually go and create something. Go and put the ball in the back of the net. Come on, Spurs. Bit more movement off the ball would be nice too. Basuma. Great switch of play out to Werner. Oceans of space. Look at Doji. He's just run it too much.
Oh, no. It's just wrong pass.
He just got to play Adoji. He doesn't even need to keep going with it. He's running into the same space that Adoji's made the run into. I don't get it. I do not get it. Play him and move off him. Why are you running into the same space and the same run that he's made? It's beggar's belief. Don't you dare smile at this stadium, Nuno. You don't deserve it. Well done, big dog. Oh. You almost sense another one coming for them before half-time, don't you?
all of a sudden out of nowhere as well. And what's really frustrating is when we did concede that goal, it has felt like we've gotten worse. Like we just didn't pick our heads up and realize that we have been the better team and just keep doing what we're doing and we'll, get our rewards. We've actually let ourselves drop in confidence.
Forest looking to get a bit. They're getting a bit comfortable here in possession. I do not like this. Anya. Out to Hudson-Odoi. Just running direct at them.
Hudson-Odoi in the center to Yates.
Johnson does well.
Out wide to Nico Williams. Oh, well done, Timo.
That would have been unbelievable if Nico Williams pulled that off.
Oh, Doji caught flat-footed. Back post.
That's a shit ball. You got to deal with this, Porro. Well done. Need to get our foot on the ball here. Forrest just starting to ask a few questions.
Oof. Put pressure on. Come on, lads. Help out Sonny there on the press.
We're way off it
I know.
now. We're not even pressing them anymore. It's not even coordinated. We're all over the shot.
Yeah, you're right. The passing has been a lot better for Forrest now.
I feel sorry for Sonny. He's trying to put pressure on the ball at times, and everyone else behind him is standing there about 50 yards off him. Here we go.
Alanga running at our defense. He's run through our whole midfield.
Alanga has a shot. Vicario
He's run through the whole midfield.
Needs to be a change in there at halftime. Pull off Madison. He's doing absolutely nothing defensively or going forward. Basuma and Sarah have had decent games today. Oh, Lord.
Come on, lads, please.
Romero, come on, Tottenham. Show a bit of urgency here, please.
Time here, about 8-9 minutes here to...
Right, there's Son and Werner here down the left-hand side. Work something between
you. There you go, Timo.
Good ball. Should have done that when Doji made the
Follow up the run, man. Sonny, great ball.
Oh, it's just cleared again. We keep looking for the same goal every time.
Yeah.
Werner,
it's not going.
Does he get it in?
Does, but it's out for a throw.
Sometimes you got to go inside just to keep them guessing.
I agree. Udoji with the
Come on,
throw.
Spurs. Udoji. Give back to Basuma and let's move it.
There you go, Basuma. Inu Udoji. Basuma. There you go. Timo.
Madison Udoji. Unlucky. Goal kick. Oh, it's going to be one of these games today. The Irish kid at centre back is having a great game for them. He's clearing everything.
It's been frustrating. It's just been more frustrating that, again, I feel like they did score a goal against the run and play Forest, but then our heads have really dropped and our play has really dropped since that goal conceded. I think I am frustrated at Van de Ven and Udoji. I think it's mostly theirs on that goal conceded, but still, I think we had been playing pretty well up until that point. And then after that, we've just now lost the run of ourselves. We're playing a completely different team. Just get rattled way too easily. We get rattled way too easily.
Like, Forest have had more shots on target than what we've had, and we've only had one more shot than them. And look at the amount of possession we've had compared to them. We just do not do enough, and then we switch off defensively, which then, it's a double-edged sword, unfortunately. We've got to wake up here. I mean, this game is by no means over. We could easily go on and whop these in the second half, but you just got to wake up here and get to grips and try and get some foothold in this game again before the end of this half. Jeez, hailstones out of nowhere. It's sunny there a second ago. What's going on here in Ireland? Chris Wood.
Oh, no.
Do not allow him to do that.
Romero. Looking for a pass.
There's not enough urgency. Like, look at the midfielders walking around there. Who's rushing forward? When we're in possession to try and... Good ball out to... That's overhit.
Come on, lads.
It's way too static. Basuma and Sarr both walking there when we're trying to break. Martin Knightsbridge with the super chat says, "We are the architects of our own undoing." I couldn't agree more, man. Could not agree more. It's just the same every week, you know. Dominate possession, a lot of huffing and puffing without actually really getting any clear sights of goal, you know. And then defensively, I'm gonna have to close this window. Give me 1 second. Can you hear that?
Yeah,
That's hailstones.
that sounds crazy.
That's hailstones.
Martin, it's been wild, man. I think it's been a season of just mistakes, and oftentimes even when we've been the better team, and there's really no sign of the other side scoring, we usually just create a chance, like you say, for the other side, and end up being kind of the architects of our own undoing, like you put there very well. I think that's been the story of this season for the majority of the goals we have conceded. Johnson, good work though. To no one at the end. Just individual mistakes that have led to random goals conceded, but also it's because of the style of play that we employ, Martin, where if we do make these type of mistakes, they can be much more costly than they would be under a different formation or under a different style of play. We used to play very defensive, and so when we played very defensive, we would make mistakes, I think, like that. It's just we had other players back there to clean up for us. It's just now, when we're playing this type of style, we can't make these mistakes all the time because you're going to get punished for it, and the way we play, you leave ourselves very exposed when we do, and it's just another another example of those type of mistakes this season. Do agree with you. And Paul Markey as well with a super chat saying, "Slow, uninterested, overconfident, lack of control, and very readable play. Starting to look like Man United." I don't think we're as ropey as Man United are, Paul. I think those they are very ropey the way they are. But I do know what you mean by sometimes the uninterestedness of how we play, where we do have periods where we look like we're zipping it around, really looking to try to put 2-3-4 past teams, and then we grab that first goal, and all of a sudden, just everybody's kind of overall play just really drops in energy. And then towards the end of the half, then we start to panic and realize that we're level and we need to actually go on and win this game. It's very frustrating. And I do agree with you also on the readability. We do kind of make a lot of the same type of attacks. And we don't try to do different things often. Werner on the left-hand side here.
Jesus, there were some hailstones. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it sounded wild. Timo on the
Came
left.
out of nowhere. It was sun shining there a second ago.
Top of the box, Pedro, Sonny, Romero. Can he
Have
have a
one.
Rambam?
Oh,
Johnson.
go on, have one this time.
Johnson. Into Sonny. Great pass.
Sonny, you got good time.
Good touch. Into Johnson. Johnson.
Oh, off the bar. It's deflected off Anya off the bar.
Thought he could have had a shot.
Yates is looking for a VAR check, saying he got a dig.
What's happened?
I think he's saying he got a dig there or shoved by somebody. Yates is.
Of course it's Yates.
Saying he got punched.
Of course it is Yates. Is it Madison that's done it? I mean, come on. There's nothing in that.
That's a joke if that's given.
There's nothing in that. What a wind-up. He is a wind-up, that guy.
Paul Markey, my man, just give us till halftime and we'll get to your super chat. We'll address it at halftime. We're only 30 seconds out, my man. And same as drop kick your teacher as well. Yates has to be on the wind up here. Come on, Simon Hooper. You're letting him slow it down for no reason. Why is he calling them all over for? Just let them get on with the game.
Nothing in that.
I've
There's
clearly
literally
seen nothing in it,
that.
like. He's just helping. He's actually giving Yates what he wants there. He should be punished for this. He's letting him slow it down right before half time when Tottenham were gathering a small bit of momentum. He is such a whiny little sap, isn't he?
Pedro Porro.
Come on, find the head of Romy.
Yeah.
It's cleared by Forrest.
Pedro. Is that out for another?
No, goal kick.
Poor ball.
Very poor ball. Tyler saying that should be a second yellow for Yates. Don't disagree there for sure. Ange looks pissed off again. How many times has he been here before? Sal's boots it long. Do not let them win this. Well done, Romero. Ooh. Who's that, Johnson or Sonny chasing that down
I think
there?
it was Sonny. Come on here.
Here we go. Might get one last attack here.
There you go,
Basuma.
Basuma.
Do not turn backwards. The half's nearly over.
Oh, man. Just make your mind up. Just dribbled way too long. Way too long there.
If it's not breaking down because of Sarr, it's breaking down because of Madison. If it's not breaking down because of him, it's Basuma or Doji over. Can we just string 3 passes together and a little bit of movement? I mean, is it that much to ask for? 3 passes of note.
Well, it's just we do it in periods. We do it in moments. We just don't do it continuously. I think we do string 3 passes together, like you're saying, but we just do it in moments and like for a little, like few minutes. But we never do it for a solid period of time where we are really just carving through teams. We'll do it for 10 minutes and then we'll just go dead for the next 30. It's been that type of season. It's been a lot of times that sort of first half for us.
Oh, we switched off here. Gibbs out with a free kick in behind. It's crossed. It's gone. Oh, Vicario had to deal with that, and it's a late Forest corner kick here. This probably will be the last chance of the half. Spurs have to deal with this here. Yeah, he had to deal with that. That's fair enough. And he's onside from the free kick. Fair enough. Let's see if Spurs can deal with this here. Getting into half-time 1-1. Chris Wood left on his own there with Vicario. I do not like that. Oh, I told you had to deal with that. And it's half-time, surely. Gonna let Forrest take this throw, are they? Looks like Forest are going to set up for this throw in here. Still not half-time yet. Looks like they're going to go for a long one into the box. All their big men are still up there. Amabama, Deli, and Wood. Yates, I think, is in there as well. They go for the long throw. He's launched it in. Vicario comes and deals with it. Well done, Big Vic. That's half-time now, surely, ref. Half-time, 1-1 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Frustrating. Very frustrating. Paul Markey with a super chat from earlier, which is definitely a way to stab or definitely a way to try to attempt to understand how this has gone wrong for Spurs. And he says, slow, uninterested, overconfident, lack of control, and very readable play. Starting to look like Man United. I kind of made the joke to him, Dave. I don't know if we're that ropey yet, looking like Man United. But I think where he is right is this kind of uninterestedness of Spurs, right? Where we do go 1-0 up. Kind of all of a sudden, we don't really seem to go after teams. We start to play a little bit slower, take less risks, kind of just like to sort of pass it around the park. And then he is right about us being a little too readable. We do go for the same type of attacks and the same types of patterns of play at times. I agree with a lot of these adjectives that he has for Spurs, and a lot of these are also kind of typical of this season, really, not just for this game.
No, it's one of my biggest frustrations. You look... Every time Werner goes on the outside of his man, never cuts inside or chops and changes. I mean, there's times he's had a doji running in behind and he could feed it. But because that's not instructed to him before the game, he then doesn't have the thought process outside of it just to feed that run. He still has to go, no, I have to go to the byline and put it across. When Son gets the ball, he's also getting pissed off. Look, he's not even playing as a striker today. He's dropping out left, right, back through the middle. You don't have that guy in the box. Johnson over the other side is nowhere near as good as he was last week against West Ham. Midfield, Madison... he's doing absolutely nothing yet again.
Yeah,
he's not even trying anything in the final third. He's pissing me off.
Probably my
Sarri's trying, Basuma, he's trying, And I also think the ball's way too slow coming out from Romero and Van de Ven as well. But it's also, there's lack of movement off it, and I understand why, because none of them can link up. There's no one that can do a quick 1-2, in behind a player, couple of bits of quick movement. They don't have that understanding with each other. They don't understand each other's game in that regard. And it also just leaves us then doing the same thing every time. Look to get the ball on the outside, put it across the 6-yard box. It becomes very easy to defend if you don't start trying doing different things. And if I was Postecoglou, I'd be making a change at half-time, or I'd be telling you, you've got 5 bloody minutes to go out there and batter their door down. I don't care how you do it, go out there and do it. And if you do not, you will be all hauled off. And I don't want to see you moaning coming off, making facial expressions, acting pissed off. I'm giving you your warning now. He's absolutely spot on. We're way too readable, way too pedestrian, and like I keep alluding to, Jack, when you don't kill teams with the amount of possession we have, you open yourself up to, again, sitting here at halftime, being the better team, and coming in here at halftime 1-1. It's just so frustrating. It's so annoying.
I think we did start pretty strong, in the first 15, 20 minutes, and then that bit of play just disappeared. Anything that we were doing well in that first 15 minutes, all of a sudden just disappeared after that goal that we conceded. I think the 3 players I'm kind of maybe most frustrated with are really Udogie and Van de Ven for the goal that we conceded. I think individually they did very poor, both of them. Van de Ven just wasn't really, kind of just caught in no man's land, wasn't really deciding what to do in terms of stopping the danger there. And then they kind of didn't make much of an effort to actually track back and catch up with the players that did get past them too. So kind of poor in terms of their effort levels there. And then when it comes to actually breaking down this Forest team, Maddison, once again, for me, is just not doing enough as the number 10 in this team. He's had plenty of chances on the ball. I see plenty of passes available to him. I see Johnson oftentimes standing wide open on the wing, just asking for that switch of play. I even see other players looking for maybe a bit of an option kind of in the central areas, making themselves open. He usually just gives it to someone else to then make that pass for him. And it's just frustrating for me because he is occupying that number 10 role to make these passes, to break down this Forest team. He is probably the most responsible next to some of the forwards in trying to break down this Forest team, and he doesn't do enough for me. I actually think Timo Werner, as much as we could have criticisms for him, like you said, with being a bit too readable, a bit too predictable, has probably created more chances than even James Maddison has this entire first half, and that says a lot. We're talking about Timo Weenie here of all people, and Brendan Johnson, I'd say, kind of not as great as he was in the West Ham, but I didn't say he's the problem either. I think he still has...
We're not getting the ball out to him quickly.
We're not getting the ball out to him. He is taking on his man. He is creating bits of, spaces and openings. And then Sonny, I think, has been slightly better than he was in the West Ham game. He's just not giving it away as much as he did in the West Ham game. But I'd still like him to be included in the game more. I really just put a lot of this on Maddison when it comes to the creative frustrations that we've been having in this game. And part of the adjectives that Paul Markey's describing of being a little too overconfident, kind of uninterested, slow. A lot of that I'd also say kind of falls on his shoulders because he is that tempo man for us. He is the guy that is supposed to make these patterns, is supposed to make these quick passages of play, open up for us. It's not on the rest of the players to do it every time. I think he doesn't do it enough for me. So a lot of what Paul Markey's talking about, I'd actually throw on James Maddison's doorstep. But for the goal that we actually conceded, I think Van de Ven's really had his best game defensively so far today. Neither has Udogie. And even the back line in general, they haven't really dealt with the danger as well as they should have. Yeah. But again, it's not really them that I totally put it on. It's still some other players that I think, I'm more frustrated with.
With the amount of possession we've had and the time we spent in the opposition third for the first 20, 25 minutes, we shouldn't be in here at 1-1. We just shouldn't. The fact is, Nottingham Forest have better chances on goal than what we have had in this half. How the bloody hell is that happening when we're camped in the final third? It's nowhere near good enough. Look, Son is better in terms of what he was last week. But it's clear to see he doesn't want to be up there. He does not want to stay there. When these crosses are coming in, because he's dropping deep to try and get us going, there's no one in the box to put them home. So for me, that has to change. Get him running at Nottingham Forest. Let him kill them. Because if no one else is going to take the onus, you may as well let Sonny try and take that responsibility on. For me, there's got to be changes at halftime. I'm sick of watching this every week in, week out. I said it coming into this game. Ange needs to change up that forward line. He didn't do it. He got it wrong today. Change it early this half. Let's not wait till 80 odd minutes where no one could do anything about it this time, eh?
And Dropkick Your Teacher has said with the super chat, unless we wake up, I don't see a positive result. Dropkick Your Teacher, let me know if Yeah, because we've been here before at halftime where we've been very frustrated with the first half, very frustrated. Didn't really look like Spurs deserved to be winning or deserved to really be ahead or in any ways, grabbing 3 points. But we have gone on to be much better in the second half. We have gone on to take the game to the opposition. Do you just not see that this time around? Is there kind of maybe lesser signs of that happening? Because it did feel like, rightfully so in the past, we have been frustrated, but the team did end up kind of taking whatever Postecoglou said to them and kind of pulling themselves together and realizing that they do actually have a lot to play for, and eventually they would get over the line. Let me know if you just don't see that happening this time. I'm not too panicked at the moment. I could see this being still a tricky game for us, but I just hope that we just deliver like we have in other games in the second half. Don't get me wrong, it's been frustrating. I don't like that we have to continue to do this. I'm just still going to bank on that Spurs will kind of right the wrongs of the first half and the second half, and it won't be pretty like it has been in other games. Might not be pretty, but I hope that we do get over the line here. Dave, do you see this being a shaky one? Do you see this being, potential for drop points?
Look, it very well could. At the end of the day, the forward line ain't firing on all cylinders. This season, when we've caught a lot of teams, it's because we've tired them out and we've caught them in quick succession, one after another. Could very well happen this half, but I wouldn't be sitting here banking on it. At some point, you have to start playing well. You have to start creating chances, proper chances, not just looks, where they're putting the ball in and it's ending up in the back of the net. Actually, some good cohesive play between 2 or 3 players and start battering down the door. Unless that happens, this could very well easily end up like it did against West Ham when we dominate all the possession in the second half because the opposition is tired, but do absolutely fuck all with it.
Paul Markey says with another super chat, appreciate you, Paul. And he says, biggest point is Sonny is not a center forward. Listen, Paul, Dave and I have made a point similar to this season where there are games and there are situations and there are opponents where they play with a high line. They try to take the game to us. It makes sense to try to put Sonny through more as central areas. So you could just expose that, that back line. But majority of the teams are not going to set up that way against us. They'd be too naive, I think, too. And I think that's where we have to realize it's going to rely more on somebody who has the hold-up play and that aerial presence in and around the center backs of a low block that can hurt them. Sonny, it's just, he's not 6'4". He's not the strongest guy either in the team. He has weaknesses, and I think his weakness is with his back to goal and also having to be that kind of focal target man. Like, you wouldn't say Sonny's ever a target man. And these type of games, you're looking for a target man, hold up play type of striker. I think he's going to do the best he can. I think he's had a better game than what he did against West Ham. It's just that when you play him at striker against these type of teams setting up this sort of way, you're not playing to his strengths. You're actually playing more to his weaknesses. And then you're having to ask him to basically put up a worldie of a performance in a position or at least against a type of style of play that doesn't really suit him. He'd be much better out on the left, out on the right, and that's where I think you'd be getting the most out of him because he's by far our most creative of the forwards and he's our best finisher of the forwards, and I think he'd get more chances to do probably either if he were actually playing on the left wing or on the right wing. I think there's that misnomer, that misunderstanding that if you're playing at striker, therefore all the chances are just going to come your way. That's not really always the case, actually. I think it's going to be that a team like Forest, a team like West Ham, they're going to take away as many chances as they can away from that striker. They're going to make it as hard as possible on him to get any space, to be able to get any sort of, openings. And Sonny will have to try, but it just doesn't suit his game. And I think you're ending up wasting him. It's not in any way a slight on Sonny. He's a terrific player and he can do a job as a striker. That's what I'm saying, is that he can do a job. He's not actually the ideal candidate or the ideal person for these sort of games here, and we're going to struggle because of it. It's not really Sonny's fault, though, in my opinion, Dave, sometimes.
No, look, I don't blame Son. For me, it's tactics 101. We all know Son's better at running at opposition, running towards the goals, free him up to be able to take them shots that we're all screaming for, rather than having him play away from goals, which is effectively what you're asking him to do when you're playing with his back to goals. I don't understand it. For me, again, we've made the wrong decision here tonight. How long are we going to let this go on for? Are we going to learn our lessons from Tuesday night against West Ham, or are we not? And this is what I keep saying. But look, we've come full circle. Everyone that wanted to sell Harry Kane in the summer are now sitting there going, we need a striker this summer. So we've come full circle. At least now we understand what a proper number 9 is, rather than this bullshit of keep pigeonholing people up in positions that they're not. We've done this too many times in the years over Tottenham with the likes of Dyer, Davies, Harry Winks and stuff like that. Where's it got us? It doesn't. So we need a striker this summer, and I hope every fan is going to be calling for it.
And do you see him going for somebody like a Kulusevski, down the middle? Because Richarlison, of course, isn't available to us. And we did mention this, Dave, right? Like with Richarlison not being available, kind of was going to be a game where probably we were kind of forced to play either Sonny in the middle or something completely different, like maybe a Kulusevski. So again, this is why I would say, Paul, not really Sonny's fault here, because I think he is just kind of forced to play him here or play someone who hasn't played there all season this season. So it's not really easy either. It's not really easy for us. Adrian Chia says, how to play Champions League if we can't cope with players like Wood, or how are we expecting to play Champions League if we can't play against players like Chris Wood? You have
Look,
that concern,
I'm more
Dave?
concerned about breaking them down the other way, to be honest, brutally honest with you. Look, Chris Wood, people go on like he's a donkey. He's a big physical specimen, and stuff like that. And he is on a bit of form. That's 4 goals in 4 games now. I'm more concerned about going the other way. If you're struggling to break teams down in the Premier League, when you come up against teams in Europe, tactically they're more organised than what Premier League teams are. They defend a lot more than what Premier League teams do in general. And we're going to have problems. So I'll be more worried about going the other way, to be brutally honest.
Yeah, we'd probably come up against even better defenses, even better, more organized low blocks, right, in Europe. And the fact that this Forest team are causing us enough problems really is giving you worries probably for the future. Adrian Chia, big up to you, my man. And Basuma, so far, I think has actually had a fine game. Another player I'd say isn't the problem at all in this game. I think he's done just fine. Jerome with a super chat, big up to you, Jerome, says, this is very annoying to watch teams that come and do not play football, and we get caught on the counterattacks. Obviously, this leads to a lack of movement for the fear of getting countered. I agree with kind of what you're saying, Jerome. Like, I think you're trying to explain why Spurs fall into this mentality, right? Where we do end up getting countered, and then we start to lose that confidence in ourselves to try to grab that second goal in fear that the counter could happen again. But Dave, I'd say to them, look, in the way that you were playing in that first 15, 20 minutes, if you could just continue to play that way, you will eventually grab 2, 3, 4 goals. And there's no way that Forest would counter you that many times. I can understand where that fear comes from. But if you're just more clinical and you continue to ride with the confidence that you will eventually get more goals playing that way we were in the first 15, 20 minutes, you will win that game. It's just, I think Jerome's right. We just lose that confidence in ourselves. And once that happens, we kind of end up stooping down to their level to a degree.
No, look, Jerome's absolutely spot on. I tried to highlight this a few months ago. That's the reason why we do it, to try and eliminate the amount of times we get countered, right? But at the end of the day, that's not what Ange Postecoglou is about. Ange Postecoglou is about high risk, high reward. So straight away, that's going against what we want, what Ange Postecoglou is trying to implement here. But second of all, I'd argue you're more suspect to the counter when we play that 5-yard stuff that we do, because they usually pick it off one of our midfielders. They're straight on our back line. If you actually take shots, if you actually try and thread balls and stuff like that, you don't actually get the ball taken off you in a good position. And 9 times out of 10, because we got everyone pushed up, all you do is force the opposition to go along. And then we're getting 2 changes here at half-time with Højbjerg and Bentancur coming on, which is great. Great to see. I wonder is that Basuma and Sarr going off, because I think someone made a point that they've been fasting and stuff like that. But when it comes to what I'm saying is, when you take shots, you force corner kicks, the ball spills to other people, you get deflections and stuff like that. The opposition will not be set up for an ideal perfect counter. But when they take it off one of our midfielders, they're set up for the perfect counter because they've already got the players in place. So for me, I'd argue it's, I get the reason why they do it, but it's actually not helping them.
Big up, Jerome. Really appreciate your support, man. And I think I'd be happy to touch on that super chat later again, actually, after this game, because I think you are right on a lot of levels about sort of why we continue to fall into this pattern. Karate
we'll take one each until we get to the kickoff.
Karate says we've become boring. What's changed since Antonio Conte, Dave? Hard one too quickly.
Look, there has been changes. Look, first of all, I think we've got a much better sort of leadership within the squad, in the dressing room. I think, we spend our time sat in the opposition half the majority of the games and stuff like that. We're not sitting 11 men behind the ball and stuff like that. There is a lot of change. And look, I get the frustrations, but trust me, this would be so much more better when we get better forwards in here over the summer. Trust me. Just trust me on it. It'll be so much better when you get better forwards.
Martin Knightsbridge says, just don't understand how fragile our mentality is. I don't like to admit that it is fragile. I think the reason it is because it's probably a young team and a team that's also new under this style of play here, Martin. So they do have that fragility to them where they will kind of lose a bit of confidence in how they're playing themselves individually or even as a team. And I think that comes with being a young team here. It's frustrating, though, my man. Don't get me wrong. It is frustrating. You also hope that the leadership crew and the leadership core could also try to see some of these issues, see some of these problems before they happen, or at least do a better job of trying to game manage it, because it does feel like we have to kind of fall back on always going to halftime and kind of getting back right instead of trying to fix it mid-game. Dropkick Your Teacher says, this is showing shades of Fulham. I don't think so. He doesn't think we're going to get over the line here, Dave. Thinks it could be a Fulham.
Look, it very well could easily go that way. Like I said, it's up to us. It's a corner kick. It's up to us how we go about this, you know. Are we going to sit there and fall back into the same trap and come out after the game and pretend to be frustrated in the press and show all these emotions after the game? Or are we actually going to do something about it in the game, drop kick your teacher? And this will tell me what our mentality is like. The warnings have already been there against Fulham and West Ham. So, you know, if we don't take the advantage today, the mentality hasn't changed, and I'd agree with you on that. So let's wait and see what happens. But, you know, we just had a shot there from distance, which is better from Pierre Zinedine Salzburg, who's gone for the Don Corleone look there. Absolutely love that with his hair. But, look, let's wait and see what happens. Drop kick your teacher. The Big D Jack says, let's hope we improve second half. Big up, lads.
That's what I was saying to Drop Kick Your Teacher, the Big D, is that I was worried that he's not feeling that second half comeback, which we have had to rely on a lot this season. And it's because we're a good team. I think I agree with even the fact that we don't have the best of mentalities at time, but what we can say we've relied on is having good second half comebacks, having good, sort of mental, I don't even know if it's resurgency, but we do have that ability to just pick ourselves up again at some stage in the game, and then eventually we really do overwhelm teams. So let's hope that's the case here again, the Big D, and I really do appreciate the support. And then the Steve D says, considering we were going to be fighting relegation after Kane left, would you have taken top 6? Hashtag painful rebuild wasn't a myth. Give him time. Steve, we've always agreed with you on this one, man. I think it's just fans, and including ourselves, we fall into that sort of two set of minds where we understand it's all part of the project. We understand it's all part of the journey. That's huge opportunity here for us. And we also want to do what Ange has wanted. We want to finish strong. We want to feel like we are headed in the positive direction. And kind of in a performance like this, kind of a recent performances that we've seen sometimes, it's hard to know whether we have been that type of team. It is hard to know whether we have been kind of, finishing strong, continuing to improve. Feels like we're in a bit of a lull right now, but I agree with most of what you have to say there, Steve. Big up, man.
Oh, look, I keep saying, I think, outside of the game, many people understand. I'd like to think many people understand that we're in a rebuild, Steve, and stuff like that. But, you can't help the reactions in around game day. It is what it is, People are frustrated, and I don't blame them. I do not blame them. Some, I would say, man made the problem because they were the ones that said they wanted to sell Harry Kane in the summer, and now they're sitting there frustrated with what's going on. But look, at the end of the day, it is a work in progress. A couple of additions to this will be a lot better next season. I'd argue, look, it's outdone my expectations, but because we've been so good, I'll just sort of becoming impatient with how bad we are in the final third, Steve B. But I understand. Werner on the outside again. How many times have we said that today? Good ball! Oh, Lord Johnson couldn't get it down, couldn't get over it.
What a ball. It was over Matter's head as well.
He's whizzed that right across the face of goal.
Lastly, Steve D, I really appreciated that comment that you had during the pre-match build-up. I think that's why we love you so much, man, is that no matter when we disagree, agree with each other, you just really do a great job of just continuing to debate it out. Never gets personal. It's always really great. I think you're a role model to a lot of us in the chat, sort of about just talking football and just, engaging opinions and stuff. So big up, Steve D. Really appreciate you. And thank you for the support as always.
If you want to disagree with everything I said and still remain my friend and make me have a soft spot for you, just ask Steve D.
Yeah, he's the master. He's the master.
But come on, Spurs. Let's get at it now this half. Come on the phone.
Romero. Well done, Højbjerg. Someone. Oh, one of you.
Oh, my God, Bernard.
One of you.
Anadoji, yeah, you're spot on.
Poro. Well done, Poro.
Well done, Johnson. Come on, Spurs. We can do this. I've actually gone past the point. I'm not going to get a performance today. I just want 3 points, Jack.
We've been saying that a lot recently. It's been kind of that way the past few games where it's kind of caught in two minds again of like, we want the 3 points, but we also want convincing performances because we know we're part of this early journey. So it's not always about just results. We do want Europe though. So it is kind of just about the results too. It's very hard to, it's hard to stay balanced without it. I find it hard to, I get caught in two minds about it a lot.
I'm at the point where 50 minutes in, you know, the hopes of a performance, all-out performance
Yeah.
is gone. You know, just go and get me the 3 points now at this point.
I
I
agree
don't
with
care
that.
how we do it. Just get over the line.
I agree with that. Oh,
No,
my
it's another
Lord.
free header, Vic.
Another free header
Get the
for
save.
Wood, man. He's getting very, very close now. Werner, look
on,
at the
Werner.
speed.
Come on, keep going, kid.
Just got tripped up by Gibbs White. Good hustle from Gibbs White, I must
I know
say.
Chris Wood is a hard man to compete with in the air, right? Don't
Okay,
get me wrong.
ref.
He's like a bloody crane. It's hard for anyone to compete with that. But we got to do better there.
No, you can't give him free headers.
It's completely free. Inside the 6-yard box.
Can't give him free
Oh,
headers.
Lord.
It's Van de Ven as well. He just abandons him. This is my thing
He's
with
caught
Van de
ball
Ven
watching
again.
there, Van
He
de Ven.
often doesn't think to jump.
He's caught ball watching there. He only recked it after it went over his head. Come on, Bentacore. Good ball to the Porinator. Puts it across. Bentekers. This is much better. Sharp here from Tottenham now. Porinator. Hopefully no commentator's curse. Gets on the outside. Gets the ball across. No one there. Again, everything is into the 6-yard area. It's so predictable. Put them in different areas. Pull it back at times. Oh. I mean, Yates did ask for a VAR check in the first half, right? If we're going by his standard, Jacko. Madison. Good ball here. Get turns.
Johnson, turn,
Johnson needs all the
shoot.
time to shoot.
Sonny Van de Ven.
And the Mickey with a screamer! Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Mickey. Hey, Mickey. Come on,
Oh,
man.
what a
Absolute
finish.
screamer. Get in.
What a finish!
Oh.
Screamer!
Come on.
Oh, well, I knew he
Mickey
had it
Ice
in
Ball
him.
Van de
What a
Ven,
swing!
baby. That is a bad boy. Pick that one out.
What a swing of a left! Absolutely put everything behind this. Oh my Lord! Great work from
Oh, he's
Johnson.
absolutely rocketed this.
Sonny,
Sonny
step
tries
over,
to make
step
a
over,
space.
sets him up. That's
just
an
feeds it
assist.
one touch.
Oh, what a finish! Showing the forwards how it's done. Showing them how
That's
it's
how
done.
you do it. Basumi, get lessons off Van de Ven. That's how you do it. Look at that. Left-footed.
Oh, it's going forever.
That.
It's one
You
of those
can
that's
have
never
three
going to
keepers in
land.
and the bus. There's no saving it.
It's never going to land.
Oh.
It's never going to land. Oh, he's got everything behind that one.
Jeez, the fans behind the goal are lucky
crazy.
there's a net in the way to catch that. Oh, what a goal. Come on, Mickey. Ooh,
Oh,
let's
he's made
have
up for it as well, because you could say him and Udoji bear a lot of responsibility for that goal conceded. He's made up for it here, Van de Ven. He's made up for it. What a finish. That's a Rom bomb if I've seen one. A Van de Ven bomb.
Oh, a VDV bomb, Jack.
A Mickey
more
bomb.
dangerous, more potent.
Oh.
There we go. We're saucing now.
Showing the forwards how it's done. Show them how it's done. Talk about it. When we talk about we need to see them shoot more, that's why. That's why we want to see them shoot more. Start banging them in like that.
Van de Ven, Mickey Van de Ven. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Come on. That was a Jack special up from centre half, that was.
Oh, glorious.
Now, let's go and kill them. Let's go and get a third here. Oh,
Come
he's
on,
got nowhere
Sonny,
to go.
put on
He's got
pressure.
nowhere to
How's
go.
he getting out of there? Oh,
That's a
how
great
are you
challenge.
letting him out?
Son too hesitant on getting stuck in there. Come on, what a rock.
What a goal. What an absolute banger. Definition of a banger.
Anyone in the chat want to volunteer to pick that out of the back of the net for Matt Sells there? Oh. Forrest on the attack. Just find Chris Wood. Don't let him be free. He's unmarked. Back post. Pulls it back. Oh, it's gone for the shot. Hits the side net. Hudson Odoi. Give him the Chelsea welcome.
Woo!
Oh, it's just come off the
Nearly.
back of Sonny's heels there, I think. Cameraman too busy with giving us replays.
Well, since Højbjerg and Bentancur has come on, we've seen more license to shoot.
We seem a lot more quicker in what we're doing, don't we?
That or just even players. I like
Seem
the
a lot
players
more
are shooting.
sharp.
I like the players are
See,
shooting.
that's what substitutions at halftime do, though, right? It gives everyone a wake-up call, sort of gives everyone a rollicking without actually really having to say too much. That's what the substitutions at halftime can do, because it just means the manager's gone beyond the point of saying something. He's actually making changes. But how many times has he had to do that this season, though? That's not right either, you know?
Yeah.
But it's worked. That's all I care.
Martin Knightsbridge saying, oh my fucking God, Van de Ven, boom, my son. Absolute boom. It is. I think it probably, even when he hit it, it probably made a boom sound. It probably did.
Honestly, the fans behind the goal are lucky there's a net to catch that. That was absolutely unbelievable. That would have ended up in the Emirates with the power behind that. What a strike from Mickey Van de Boom. That's what we're going to call him. Mickey Van de Boom from now on, Martin Knightsbridge.
Boom.
Big yourself up, lad. We got a new nickname. Nickname. Dark Sung G also says, what a shot from VDV. Our centre-back loves to score screamers. I mean, between him and Romero, they probably have the same amount of goals as Johnson and Werner combined.
Yeah, I was going to say, Dark Sun Chief Romero and Van de Ven are starting to become our best scorers, even more than some of the forwards and the midfielders this season.
Our new king and son.
They really have carried us in every way, defensively, but also, I guess, when we have needed a goal, they picked up some big ones. It's not like really Romero or Van de Ven, when I can say this season, they picked up, goals and 3-0s or 4-0s. They picked up very crucial ones for us, actually, in games. So another screamer. And also, our center backs have probably scored our best goals this season in terms of even individual goals. They've actually scored our
Romero's
best.
against Burnley, remember?
Yeah, so probably the best goals this season have been scored from them too, Dark Sun G. Not just
Mickey Van de Boom Boom. What a goal, Dark Sun G. And someone's calling Mickey Van Basten in the chat. I mean, that's not too far off with a strike like that, for sure. Here we go, though. We've got one more to get to from Ian Ferguson. We'll get that in just a second. We're on the attack here. Forgive us, Ian. It's pulled back. Come on!
Get in there! Pedro Porro! Corito!
Reporter for duty! Come on!
Porro Golasso! Screamer again!
Do you know what? Up till this game, he's had his longest run in the team without a goal and assist, and he delivers there. It's an absolute rocket. I mean, it's Timo Werner here. Reverse ball, I think, too. Who's that? Madison.
Or is this...
Is it?
Yeah, this is Madison here. Great cross.
Pulls it across. Unlucky
Bentancur.
with the head for Bentancur. Porro's waiting there and absolutely rifles one home. What a strike from Pedro Porronator. Postman Porro has stepped up and is delivering in London today.
Great header.
Pedro's prisoners 101, reporting for duty. Let's bloody go.
What a strike. What a technique on that as well.
Woo!
Absolute
Another
beauty.
boom. Porro boom.
Absolute Porro boom indeed, Dave. Huge Porro boom there. Huge Porro boom. Oh, love a Pedro Porro screamer. I love one.
So do I. Look what it means to him as well. Look how much he loves it.
He's on my fantasy team. I actually vice-captained him this week, everyone, too. So that definitely will come in handy.
Forget about your fantasy team. He's going to be my fantasy in my dream tonight with a goal like that. That's unbelievable.
Ian Cook with a wow super sticker. It's been wow. And this is the second half comeback I was looking for, Ian. It's what I was saying to drop kick your teacher. Is he feeling this type of comeback? And we've gotten it once again this season. It's been frustrating having to rely on it, but it has been nice that we do at least have it, because I remember that was something that we were complaining about, was having to do it, this much this season. I know we have complained about it, but it is nice that we can rely on it. We have relied on these sort of second half comebacks, and we just continue to do them. Big up to you, Ian Cook. Yeah, 2 absolute delicious goals. Delicious goals.
I love it. Great goals as well. Big up, Ian. Good to see you in the building, my man. How are you keeping? Please let me know in the comments. Let me know how you're getting on. Shawnee Maddox also says, when it rains, it porros. Now let's grab hashtag number 4. Definitely up for that. Definitely up for that, for sure.
It's porroing outside for Dave right now, Shawnee Maddox. Did you hear that hail? It sounded crazy.
It's the hailstones that woke this team up. Oh, it just 2 goals in quick succession just kills them off completely now. And, there's enough time to go and get 4 and 5 here. That'd be absolutely unbelievable, Shawnee Maddox. But look, you know us, we love a Pedro Porro goal. We've been riding that train since the very beginning. It just does something to me inside, a little bit special. Big up. And then Dark Sung G, oh no, I think we've got drop kick your teacher. Jack says, I'm glad I was wrong. So he's retorting back to you now, Jack. He's delighted he's wrong.
It scared me, drop kick your teacher. I trust your judgment a lot. I trust your judgment a lot on the games. And if you were just getting that feeling that you didn't see the comeback happening this time, that did worry me, right? Because I think it has been something that we could bank on this season, and I'm glad we could again. But it did worry me. It definitely worried me, my man, that you felt that way. No, I mean, don't blame you for feeling that way. It was a terrible last 30 minutes to that first half.
Look, we were all pissed off at the first half drop kick your teacher. You're not the only one, Um,
A lot of
it
people would have
even
felt
shows
the way you did.
Postecoglou, right? Was probably, he's probably what you're thinking. That's why he's made 2 substitutions there at half time, as well. Don't get me wrong, they're easy substitutions to make because I believe Basuma and Sarah are fasting. So, it's easy ones to make. But it does also sort of send out a message around the dressing room as well on that one. So, drop kick to your teacher, big up. And I'm glad you're wrong, though. I am glad you're wrong on that. And then Dark Sun G says, Porro only scores screamers, which is beautiful to see. In fairness, Jack, the guy only does score the best sort of goals.
Only scores great goals. His goal catalog in his first season with us, Darkson G, was incredible. Find Sonny.
On to Sonny. Come on, son. One touch. Put it in.
I want Sonny to be selfish there.
Yeah, I want him to score. He deserves it.
Find a Madison.
Madison. Edoji. Give it to Johnson. Madison! Oh! Corner kick, no. I'll take it. But Dark Sun G, you're absolutely spot on. Pedro Porro is absolutely reliable for a banger. He always scores a screamer, and that's what I love about him. He has that ability. Remember that goal against Burnley in the FA Cup? That was unbelievable.
He really does hit bangers only, and our defenders only score great goals, Dark Sun G. And I did love his goal catalog in our first season, despite maybe some defensive kind of poor performances from him. He did score some terrific goals for us when we needed them.
And it's a huge change from Matt Doherty or Aurier trying that,
No, totally.
I mean, God knows where that probably would have ended up in EastEnders if one of them went to take that shot, So it's a huge change. Go on, Saucy. He likes one. He slips.
I was going to say, Højbjerg, I'd also give a free license to shoot. He knows how to hit them.
He's getting his Italian hairstyle ready anyway, Jack, for the summer.
He's gone for the hipster. He seems to buy into the hipster mullet. He's buying into it, Højbjerg is, as Madison.
I'm not sure whether I hate it or love it. You might see me with one next month.
A lot of the Aussies really like it. A lot of the Aussies like the mullet, so maybe Højbjerg, that's where he's headed. He's headed for an Australian
He's getting ready
move.
for post-season tour, Jack.
Yeah, he's headed over to. He's going back to Perth.
The Porro it's a great ball over the top.
Great job.
Johnson. Oh, well done, Johnny.
Matters, great turn.
Good
Matters, see him, man. You have Højbjerg right there. Oh my god.
Oh my lord, he's taking so long. He's so out of confidence.
He's blind. He had so many men right there. How did he turn his head the other way?
He's just run out of confidence altogether. If he's confident, he hits that pass first time. He doesn't even turn back.
Timo.
Come on, Bentancur. He wants one. He wants one.
Bentancur. Oh, good idea. Højbjerg. They want him to shoot again.
I would. Every time he gets the ball, I'd be going, shoot.
But with kind of the shots that we have taken and with the crosses we have taken, Dave, this is why you and I have just rattled on and on and on about stop trying to create the perfect goal. Yeah. Start trying to whip in crosses, take shots, because what happens is you get a lucky deflection, you'll get, the keeper to make a mistake, or something just kind of happens to go your way. And then you can have a much easier shot on goal than having to just work it perfectly every time.
Absolutely spot on. I mean, it brings me back.
We still were given terrific goals. Like, they were terrific finishes, but it was because we just took that risk and, made it more chaotic. I think we need to make it more chaotic sometimes.
Yeah. No, that's what we do need to do, and I think that's what I've probably be trying to demonstrate, just in more of a long roundabout terms. To be honest with you, you've actually nailed it there. Mickey van der Ven. Mickey van der Ven, still going. Sonny picks it up 1 second, because I do have something I want to say on the back of that. Werner driving at his man. Goes on the outside. Whips it across. Oh, it's a good cross. No one gambled. Not one of them gambled between Johnson and Madison. But Jack, just before Porro scored his goal, Werner put in a cross. And remember I said, instead of trying to put them all across 6-yard box, pull one back. And that's exactly what we done there for Porro's cross. Yeah. Right? For Porro's goal. The cross was pulled back. Porro was in acres of space and he buried it. So you're right. Just that bit of, create chaos in the final third,
Just wish, it just wasn't always these just simple cutbacks and little passes across the six. I wish we took more shots. I wish we just whipped in more of a driven cross at times, even if it's to nobody. Sometimes you might get a lucky, kind of a panicked, kind of a clearance, straight to you. I just wish there was more risk sometimes taken from these players on the ball. Like
they're looking confident here. Edoji driving forward. Italian stallion. Werner.
Down the left again. Well done.
Doji.
Matters, poor
Madison.
touch.
Oh, Lord, he's so off it. He is so off it. Get me Donnelly. Bring Donnelly into the side.
Well done, Mudoji. Or sorry, Højbjerg.
He's had a good impact again.
Yeah, Højbjerg has been the excellent.
Good ball by Romero. Here we go. Johnson 1-on-1. Go and skin him.
Take him, man. Poro. Sonny.
Sonny's come into this game a lot in the second half. He's doing well now, actually.
Poro. Højbjerg.
Have it.
See, this is what we need to see more from Matters, dude. That pass
Højbjerg
just did. That pass Højbjerg just did. Madison could do so much more often. So much more often. And it takes Højbjerg half a second to do it. And again, everybody slates his technical ability, but at least he sees that pass.
Yeah. And he does it. He executes it.
Just does it.
You know, that's what we're crying out for Madison to do. That's why
flare,
I sit here and cheers every weekend.
Does it less than a second. Does it in less than a second. No flare, no nothing. Doesn't even take a touch to do it with the outside of his foot. Plays it with the inside of his foot.
But it just demonstrates, right? You don't even have to be a fair player to do it.
It's not a hard pass.
Right? You don't even have to be a fair player to do it. That's the thing. Like, if Højbjerg can do it and people rank him the lowest in the midfield, I mean, Madison should be doing it 20 times a game. It's a shot from distance.
Ball's on him to shoot that one.
Shoot from distance. Must be a bet on in the dressing room between the two sides who can score the longest range goal. I mean, Relo started that in the first half, didn't he? Here we go. Substitution for Forest. 2 substitutions.
I think it's, what's his face? Dominguez, I think his name is.
Wow,
they're taking off Chris Wood, thank God.
Hilarious.
And taking off Gibbs White. Wow.
It looks like he's carrying a limp there, walking off.
Well, I'm glad to see those two leave.
Is that Origi? I love that. He's so useless.
Glad to see those two go.
Very glad he always scores against Tottenham, though.
Yeah, he must be having a problem there, Gibbs White.
I think he pointed at his hamstring there, didn't he? I think he's got a twinge. Romy. Onto Big Vic. Into Salzburg, out to Herrera. It's so easy back there. I'd hate to be a striker coming up against that. I'd absolutely do my nutting. I'd just clean someone out just because I get frustrated. Bentancur. Good ball out to Johnson. First time. He beats all the other players. He's got Porro on the overlap. He's got Bentancur back in the middle. Plays Bentancur.
Lovely from
good ball to Porro. Porro with a good cross. Good clearance.
Good try.
Went into the right areas offside.
Martin Knightsbridge.
That's much better from Tottenham, though.
Martin Knightsbridge saying, just heard Van de Ven's shot, got a speeding ticket. I think actually, Dave, they had to shoot it down. You know, like sometimes the military, they had to shoot it down because they looked at it as a threat. It was a unidentified aerial object in the sky. They had to bring it down. Actually, they were just too worried it could have been something dangerous, so they had to bring it down there. Martin, like I said, it's one of those shots like Wanyama's, you know, from back in the day. It's just one of those that just never going down. It's never going to land.
Yeah. Speeding ticket. That's absolutely brilliant. You know, I would say probably measured on the Richter scale, to be honest with you, Martin Knightsbridge. Big yourself up, my man. I really appreciate support. What an absolute screamer from Van de Boom Boom. Ben with a super chat says, hurts me not to see Kane play in this Spurs team. Look, I get it. I do get it. I mean, he'd have an absolute field day in this team. The amount of goals he would score, and we'd probably, you know, with them goals, we'd probably be in a title race. But look, he's gone now. I would just urge. I think maybe the reason why I bring him up a lot is I would say to people, you know, we need to get back to that sort of that player up front who has a bit of everything about him, you know, if we really want to go and sort of kill teams off. There's no coincidence that Man City brought Haaland in here after they tried to get Harry Kane. Liverpool have gone with Darwin Núñez up front, with big guys up front who can play with their back to goal, cause a nuisance, challenge in the air, good technically, you know, and that's the sort of player we need to get back to having up front, and that's where I come from on that, Alben. But you're right, he would absolutely score goals. I'm sure he's sitting there at Bayern Munich crying every evening, you know, about that move, to be brutally honest. I think he's made the wrong decision. I don't think his family's too happy out there either, I hear.
Does he need to leave Bayern to win things, Al? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat.
That's quality, Jacko. That's absolutely quality. I mean, we should have them discussions, right? We may have them when he was
probably what he's thinking right now. He's probably what he's thinking, you know, after losing to, who is it? They lost to Heidenheim. I mean, jeez, losing to Heidenheim.
We should pretend to be Bayern fans over the summer.
As much as we're panning. Oh, Romero. as much as we were panicking, 1-1 at halftime, I couldn't imagine being a Bayern fan losing 3-2 to Heidenheim. I mean, geez, it's
Wow.
a bad year for them.
Is Eric Dyer at centre back?
I'm not sure if he was that game, but it's one of those. It's one of those. It's one of those, Al, where I think Dave definitely feels just like you do, but we've also had to learn that he made his decision, and if he wants to come back, I'd welcome him back. But yeah, he made his decision, and we hope to just get someone just like him back, so we could see this team scoring far more often and far more frequently. But Timo Werner,
Go on.
beat him on the race.
Ref, you better book him. You better book him. He's gone. He's clean through.
Do you know what I don't like though, Dave? Actually, even though I think he's right, he got him the card. I just wish sometimes players. I wish he just did run it out. Like he could have just ran that out. He still could have ran that out if he wanted to. He could have tried.
No, he could have.
Some players they do just sort of stop for some reason because they just don't want to. I guess to actually.
Well, I mean, do you know what? Actually, interesting you say that, Jack, because Ange Postecoglou, one of his biggest problems when he walked into Celtic, he actually brought Harry Kewell in, right, to teach his players to actually ride the contact and keep going rather than going down and giving away, looking for the free kick all the time, because it slows down everything they're trying to do. So, it'd be interesting whether he sort of looks to do that at some point at Tottenham. And if people that think I'm talking shit, it's out there. Go and do the research on it. He brought in Harry Kewell for that.
I'm not even being critical of Werner. It's just a thing I see a lot of players do, just in general.
No, you're right. And, Ange Postecoglou agrees with you, is I guess what I'm trying to say to you. He brought in Harry Kewell to work with the wingers for that a reason at Celtic. He felt they would go down too easy at any site of content and look to the referee rather than actually sort of get on with the game and the chances that have presented itself. You're absolutely spot on there. But Al, Ben, what we'll do is we'll present ourselves as Bayern fans this summer and start the conversation around the fan base that said, does he need to lead Bayern to win trophies? Big yourself up. And then we have Ian Cook says, I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking, Dave. You and Jack keep up the good work. Well, that's good to hear, Mr. Cook. Hopefully life is treating you well at this present time, my man. I am going to the North London Derby. If you're going, do let me know. I'd like to meet you and that. But appreciate the kind words as well, Mr. Cook.
Really appreciate you, Ian. Thank you for the super sticker from earlier as well. I think that was the right super sticker to describe what had just happened with those two goals. Very much so. But appreciate your support, man. I'm doing okay. I'm still actually a bit under the weather. Kind of been under the weather this whole week. I did, though, have a wonderful time cooking last night. I made a salsa from scratch, made a green verde salsa entirely from scratch. It's very good. Gonna look to make some homemade tortilla chips as well. Gonna make those from scratch. And then I also made some pickled red onions too. I went very ham on the cooking last night, my friend. Big up to you.
It's unreal. I'd love to be
It's what I do, Dave. When I'm sick, I'm thinking Mexican food is what's gonna fix me. Instead of, some people go for the homemade chicken noodle soup. I just go for homemade salsa and tacos. That's my.
I try to go for a chili or something Szechuan. Try and sweat it out.
Probably better for you. It's probably better for you. Not what I go for. Johnson, great bit of play. He's had
Here
a
we
good
go.
game
Good
again.
turn. Go on, Bentancur. Into Madison. Good ball.
Matters.
Here we go with Saucon. Look at
find
Werner.
Timo.
Yeah, Werner.
Timo.
Good ball to Werner. Werner. Oh, what you doing?
Timo. Why is he?
Why you let that run?
Why is he cutting himself short?
What's wrong with him?
He must be losing. Maybe he's getting tired.
Dumber.
Must be getting tired.
We've got Al Ben as well. Would Bayern take 100 million back for him? To be honest, I wouldn't offer them 100 million back. I'd get Ali Gold out there to do what Plettenberg done over the summer. And start engineering the move. That's what I'd be doing.
Get Ali Gold to wear it at the Kane number 10 jersey. Dude, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, get him turned up to it. Yeah, exactly. Forest on the attack. I mean, they're already well beaten. They have no belief right now. Let's just go and kill them off. Get 4 and 5 here. Could very well happen. 15 minutes left. Forest are very, very open right now. Even in possession and out of possession, they could very easily get caught. Well, they're useless now. Giovanni Lo Celso and Dejan Kulusevski coming on. I'd love to see Kulusevski go up front. I'd love to see him go straight down the middle. Or on the left if he's coming on. I don't want to see him come on the right.
Be amazing, Al, if actually clubs are allowed to keep receipts when purchasing a player, because if there is a 360-day return policy of some sort, I think Daniel Levy would be the one to invent that.
Oh, Sonny nearly catching cells there. Forrest on the attack. Anya looks forward up the field to Divock Origi. Nowhere near him, unfortunately. Tottenham throw-in.
Hudson-Odoi
Sorry,
does not look like he's having a fun time.
No, I wouldn't be. Not coming up against Romero anyway. Anytime, even if he does beat Porro, he still has to cut inside Romero. Lo Celso coming on. Big Tyler, compose yourself. Calm down out there. Same as you, Jose, if you're watching. Relax, guys. Don't get too excited. That's Werner and Madison coming off, so I presume that'll be Kulu going to the left and Lo Celso coming on into the midfield. Or could Son go out to the left and Kulu up the middle? It'd be interesting. Kulu
Great game for Werner, actually. I think Werner was probably the best of the forward line, dare I say. I think Johnson had a fine game. Sonny had a fine game.
No, I agree with you.
I wouldn't even criticize their performance at all, but that point I made at the first half, Dave, when we were frustrated, I'd say Timo Werner had a more creative game than James Madison did at the end of the day.
Oh, he'll go in as one of the man of match candidates to sure. He's even had a better game than Brendan Johnson, I'd argue, today as well.
Yeah. But that's where I'm frustrated sometimes with Madison, is the fact that, like, why am I getting more creativity from Timo Weenie than I am from because everybody slates him, even you and I do. Like, you know, no one rates Timo as much as they rate James Madison, yet Timo Werner very much played like more of a number 10.
Yeah. Another bad day at the office for Madison coming off as well. You know,
he was average. I think he was poor in the first half, then he grew into being average in the second. He was better in the second half, but he wasn't anything spectacular. And I think he more benefited from Bentancur and Højbjerg coming in. Bentancur and Højbjerg have been brilliant.
Yeah, they have.
The play is just stretched so much more. Like, the play is so much more open since they've
I think we
come
might
on.
actually have to put one of them in the man of the match. Adoji, play it. Cuts inside.
Sonny,
good ball to Sonny.
Can he get a goal
Sonny
himself?
Play him. Oh, look, he tried to make the defender there.
I want Sonny to grab one for himself now.
Badly for his own cup. That's a free.
Yeah, we need Sonny to grab one for himself to keep ourselves relevant and also the top goal scorer list.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's catching Haaland this season, but anyway, we'll see how we get on. Kulu down the left would be an interesting experiment, though. He's going on his favourite foot, so hopefully we see a bit of creativity out of him and plenty of crosses and stuff like that. Oh, that's nasty on the south, so that's the VAR. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Romero not get sent off for the exact same thing against Chelsea?
It's not worse. It's the exact same thing.
The exact same against Chelsea.
He did get a red
Where's
for that.
sending off?
He did get a red for that. That's the exact same thing.
I'm just asking for consistency here. They better give this to me. That's the exact same thing Romero done against Chelsea. I didn't think it was a sending off, but if we're going by what they said, he's got to go. Oh Lord, of course they don't. They are so anti-Tottenham.
It's not even. It's not even funny anymore. It really isn't. Like, I used
it's
to.
It's the exact same thing Romero done against Chelsea.
Obvious. It's just way too obvious that the agenda. Way too obvious. Way too obvious.
It's embarrassing.
I think it's more because they know Forest have already lost this game. They just don't want to make life even harder for Forest. But if that was us in their position, you know they would have done it to us. You know they would have. You know they would have made our life even harder.
It's the exact same thing Romero got sent off. And I'd argue Romero's contact was lower than the knee as well.
Much lower.
It's a joke, that's I don't care who you are, you know, you don't take pity parties on anybody at all. If you're going to be consistent across the board. Just be consistent across the board. I don't care if we're 3-1 up. He should go for that. Even the old lad saying it's a joke. Spot on that. Look, personally, I don't think it is a sending off at all. But if Romero goes for it, he's got to go. It's an in-swinger. Oh, straight into the keeper's hands. The agenda against Tottenham is so real since that Liverpool game, Jack. I remember you said during the watch-along straight away when we got the rub of the green, you know, we won't get any more decisions for the rest of the season. And you've been so proven right on it.
Love the stream, hate the VAR.
Anyway, look, I'm not going to let VAR ruin my day. You know, we let our football do the talking today. I'm going to have to ring into Talk Sport or something after, though, because this isn't right. I have to find out if we're the only ones thinking there's an agenda against Tottenham. Get me Cundy on the phone. He'd probably even agree with us, and he's anti-Spurs. Gio Reyna coming on. I like this kid. Sangare coming on as well for Forest. Good player, him. I like him too.
Well, two players that have had probably an atrocious season, though. Gio Reyna has not had a good year. Neither is Sangare. Sangare has probably been one of the biggest flops, I think, of this season.
He was amazing at PSV.
He was
brilliant.
and he's been terrible.
No, Højbjerg.
No, Højbjerg.
Oh, Romero, is it?
I think it was Højbjerg.
Yeah, Højbjerg. We got away with that. No, still haven't got away with it.
Oh, Bentancur! You absolutely lovely man.
What
saving Pierre's ass. I think it was Pierre.
Yeah, it was Højbjerg. Yeah, it was. Whew. It's just hard to know because you got about 5 players wearing orange boots and about 3 wearing yellow.
There's Højbjerg's customary 81st minute, 82nd minute give a goal away.
Yeah,
He's done that a few times this season.
Yeah, it's always late in the games when he does it. It doesn't matter how many minutes he's played.
Just to make our life a little bit scarier, he seems to love to do that this year.
Zinedine Salzburg.
Back to factory settings. Doji,
Forrest on the attack here. Doji just deals with the ref.
No way, he's not giving a foul there. Are you serious, ref?
Lord.
Are you serious?
I mean, has he just given up refereeing this game altogether? Kulu.
Well done,
Oh,
Kulu.
beautiful. Into Salzburg.
Pierre's now losing the run of
Who
himself.
went down there? It was a good pass. Forrest trying to play through us here.
Uh-oh, Kulu.
Don't
dive
foul
in,
him.
man.
It's a free shot. It's not troubling Vicario.
Kulu and Pierre giving me a little scares here.
Yeah. Trying their best to give Forrest a chance, I think.
What's he doing
Lord,
there? It's just blind as well. I think it's unnecessary, too, from Pierre. It's actually unnecessary. It's just no need to make that sort of pass. Sonny!
Oh, Sonny! This cameraman needs to get on with it.
Yeah. Oh, Pedro! Dirty boy.
Oh, that's filthy. Oh, he does the Cruyff turn or the Zidane move. Oh, it's absolutely filthy. Oh, the porro there. That's sexy. When he balls out, he really does ball out. Now all we need is Emerson to come on, bring a bit of samba to it. Rombom. Into the Porronator. Onto Johnson. Johnson with a stop-start running at them. Gives it back to Porro.
Wow,
back to
pass.
Johnson. This is good play.
Good work, Johnson, as well. Good strength. Gio, see somebody.
Oh, he's right. He wanted Doji to keep going on the run. Vicario. Romius.
I'm not sure if it's too early to go for man of the match, Dave, but
I would start getting discussions, I suppose. Why not? I mean, Werner's gone in there,
I'd give
so
it
that's
to Werner.
one.
I think Werner was probably my favorite player of the game, really.
Oh,
Doji!
Back. Unlucky. What I will say to people out there is, please give us your man-to-man suggestions. Do not put Werner in there, because we're already going to put him in the man-to-match. So give me 3 other names outside of Teeny Weeny.
Well done, Kulusevski. Well done, Pedro.
Good done. Well done, Porro. Getting stuck in. He's had a brilliant second half.
I'd give, I don't know if Johnson wasn't by no means, did nothing wrong this game. Does he make it? That's a hard one.
He's been nowhere near the levels.
No, he wasn't anywhere near. It's just, I'm finding it hard because, Basuma, I didn't think
I think you're going to have to pick a lot of people based off the second half, unfortunately, Jack.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, Johnson! Mine here. Sonny!
Oh, no!
Keeper saves it off the post. Sonny really needed that one. Unlucky.
What work from Johnson?
That's what we need. Just half a yard. Pull the trigger. Oh, it's a great shot. Good save by the goalkeeper. He gets out very well.
Strong hand from the keeper. It's a good save. He's actually had 2 ridiculous saves. He had that one save, remember, from Johnson.
Oh, Joe Kinnear pass. That's sad. That's
Van de
very
Ven,
sad.
Van de Ven, man of the match. Very good point. Got that very crucial goal.
Yeah, look, Van de Ven. Look, I think you're just going to have to pick people based off the second half, to be brutally honest with you.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think Werner's the only one that's been consistent. It is hard. R.I.P. Joe Kinnear. That's sad to hear. Ex-Tottenham defender and ex-Ireland defender as well as passed. That's very sad to hear. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. Was he not at that team we were at with Glenn Huddle a few years ago? I think he might have been. I think it was him. It's a ball played in behind for Kulu. It's over hit. But guys, please give us your names for man of the match here in the chat, please. People saying Porro, I'd have no hesitation in putting Porro in either. He's been brilliant in the second half. See Vicario in there a couple of times, Jacko. Oh no, that's just Charlie Maddox twice. He's doubling up on it.
It's hard because I think the midfield impact was really good, but it's hard for me. Like, I just think like Werner's is the most obvious one, and then Van de Ven could make sense. Just Van de Ven, I don't think covered himself in a lot of glory even on the goal we conceded. It's a tough one. It's a very tough one. Werner and VDV, says King Huddle. I'd probably just go with those two and some others we can litter in there.
I'm going to go Werner.
Bentancur maybe because he made such an impact in the midfield. Also got an assist. He did get an assist for Porro.
Okay, Van de Ven, Werner, Porro, and Bentancur.
Yeah, sure.
What about the referee? I think he's done a good job.
Simon
today.
Hooper, Dave. I told you it's always going to be an easy day with him.
Right, guys, probably a bit premature here, but we are going to put 4 names forward. Some people are saying Vicario. Probably a bit harsh of us. People are saying if he doesn't make them saves, we go 2-1 down. Fair point. Fair point. Unfortunately, I'm going to overrule on this one. The poll's already done. It's up there. So, guys, get your votes in. It is a tricky one because you are basing it more or less off the second 45 minutes. Mero couldn't resist laying one in on Origi. It's a free kick to Forrest on the edge of the box here. Werner and Van de Ven running away with the pole so far. It's a free kick here for Hudson-Odoi. Please send this one back to Chelsea. Please, I beg you. We'll put that one in the Save the Bridge fund. Way. That one goes into the Save the Bridge fund. Here he goes, young Scarlett, isn't it? Come on, Dane. Dane Mbappe, let's go.
Johnson off. Dane on.
Come on, Dane Mbappe. Sonny's going out wide. Dane Mbappe through the middle. Let's go for the fort here. Not your best of games today, Johnson, but you done all right. You didn't do anything disastrous. And even the Forest fans are applauding him.
I thought he was fine. I really did. I think he was perfectly fine today.
No, he did great. I just don't think he was as threatening as he was last week. I think that's where I'm coming from. But he didn't do anything.
Totally agree with that. I think it was a good
Jazzy Fusion saying my Hailstorm is man of the match, Jack. Woke us up.
It was a good one. It was loud.
I'd love a goal for Dan Mbappe. And he wins the first header. Referee, that's a free. Oh no, he leaves an elbow in on Anya. Brilliant from Dan Mbappe. He's learning well, protecting himself.
Daniel Larson, member for 23 months. Daniel, you absolute legend. 2 years as a member, 2 years as a fan show member. We appreciate you, sir. And
Daniel Larson.
Hope to see you on a fan show with you and Dave and I sometime soon. Catch up with you, and hopefully work is okay. Hopefully life's good with you, man. The sun, I bet, is coming back up in Norway. You know, I bet you were in that period of darkness for a while, but it's starting to come back now, the sun. And he said here, Dave, if Pierre and Benny don't start the next game, that would be a crime for me. Both were much better than Basuma is right now. Big up, guys. Great stream. Now, if I were to talk about Pierre, I think Steve D probably might just throw his phone out the window here, Daniel Larson. And I did say that while I love Pierre and I do love his contribution, we know that he is out the door probably at the end of this summer. So just to me, it doesn't make too much sense to play him for the remainder of these games. The only person that really benefits, I think, is Pierre. it could benefit us in the short term, but I don't think it benefits us in the long term. Daniel Levy and the Forest owner across from each other. That is hilarious to look at. Levy with a smug face too.
Funny enough, they both look
He's
unhappy
got a
as each
smug
other.
smile. He has a very smug smile there as well. But Dave, I think Bentancur definitely should keep playing. I thought he was right, or kind of. I think it was hard done by being dropped for this game. But for me, like, I love to see Pierre play. It's just I think we should keep playing Bissouma just because that is probably the more likely player to stick around here for the future, as good as Pierre was.
No, look, I think Højbjerg and Bentancur both come on and had a brilliant impact. Bar, Højbjerg slipped there that to try, his annual pass across the box. I think the two of them have had a very good impact in that midfield. Now, look, I'm not sure how true it is, but a few people have told me, a few different comments made in that about Bissouma and Sarr maybe fasting and stuff like that. So, I mean, if that is the case, you are going to have to keep making these substitutions and stuff like that. It's hard to have these guys put in a full 90 at this intensity when you've got nothing in your stomach or no fuel to, be able to sort of, fuel yourself off and stuff like that. So, look, you're probably going to see a variation for the next maybe couple of weeks, of this. But I agree with you, Jack. When it comes to Højbjerg, look, we like Højbjerg. We've always said, look, he's not as bad as people make him out to be. But the reality is, if Postecoglou doesn't see a plan for him in this team next season, same with Lo Celso, there's no point of putting him out there at this moment in time. He's got to persist with what will be here next season. And I understand it from a manager's point of view in that regard. I'd argue, as much as I do think Højbjerg is a good use for us and stuff like that, at the end of the day, I've gotten on to managers before for playing players that they don't believe in or that's not going to be a part of their season the next season. And usually it's come back to cost them. So in this regard, I don't like Højbjerg. I've got to back Postecoglou on it.
Yeah. I completely agree with all that. It just, for the long run, it just doesn't benefit Spurs. It only really benefits Højbjerg for me, Daniel Larsson. The only time I think you include him is in these kind of situations where, good chance to score here.
2-on-1 here. Go on, Kulu. You've got the Mbappe. He slowed it right down.
Oh, my gosh.
That's shocking.
That's
he's so
terrible.
out of it.
That's terrible from Kulu. That's really
absolutely
poor.
Shocking.
That's really poor.
That could have been 4 there.
Easily. Just, for me, Daniel, I believe me, I think Dave and I want to agree with you. It's just we have to think about the team. That's all it is. We just have to think about the team, and I think Højbjerg is unfortunately not part of those plans. And so it's just better to try to get the best out of Bissouma and see if he can finish strongly. It's only like in these situations where we find ourselves where we just need to get the win. We just need somebody to come on, make an impact. Then maybe you throw in Højbjerg, but you don't start him. I don't think you start him.
It's mad because when he was starting week in, week out, everyone wanted him dropped. Now that he's dropped, everyone wants him to start. It's madness. But big up, Daniel, my man. Really appreciate the longevity of the support. Hopefully, you understand what we're trying to get. I do understand you. I do understand the point you're making. On that though, and also big up the Big D. The double change brought great balance. Credit to Big Ange on that. No, look, he changed it up at half time. I was screaming at half time saying I want the changes, and ultimately the changes work, whether they're forced or whether whatever. It doesn't matter. They've had the desired impact that we've needed. So fair play to him. He made them at the right call. Against West Ham, he didn't. He left it way too late to make the right changes in the forward line and stuff like that. But today he learned his lessons from that West Ham game and he made changes at half time, and it's worked. So fair play on that. And then also we have Martin Knightsbridge, and he says, "Play me then, Dave. You won't see me fasting."
I think it's for Ramadan, but it's for religious purposes. I think, Martin, you probably already know that, but it's hard, man. I couldn't imagine trying to do that. I actually, weirdly enough, do sometimes accidentally go, a very long time.
Here we go. Oh, the Mbappe plays Kulu in behind. You gotta go yourself. He's offside there. He's offside. But Martin, look, to be honest, brutally honest with you, I could actually probably do it a bit faster myself. Being brutally honest on that regard. But, I'd argue, with the shape and size I am, I'd be a very effective striker with my back towards goal.
Big up, Martin. Really appreciate your support, man.
One minute to go to see this out. It's a Tottenham corner. What are they going to do? They're going to go for 4, or they're just going to play around with it in here in the corner. It's a short one. They have been consistent with this all game, to be fair. Lo Celso into
Lo
Kulu, back to
Celso, can he
Lo
have a
Celso.
hit? Into the Lo
Oh,
Celso
why
fan
not?
crowd.
Why not?
Get a souvenir for the Celso fans.
See Tyler jumping up in the background, catching that ball now. Big up, Tyler. Hopefully you know I'm only joking with you as well, by the way. You only have an laugh with those who you like. That's what they say. Come on, ref, blow it up. It became less entertaining when we went 3-1 up. A lot of people right with the score predictions this week, though. It was a common score prediction, the 3-1.
Yeah, the 3-1. I as well went for the 3-1. Feel very happy with that.
Oh, wait, there's still time to make a 3-2. It's Divock Origi. He loves a goal against Tottenham. Has one from distance. Straight into Vicario's arms. That's surely game over.
There
we
is,
go.
full time.
Come on, 3
90
points
minutes.
in the bag.
Clean
Come
second
on.
half. Very clean performance in the second half. Shaky in the first, but this was really the definition of two halves. Just two completely different performances. From the get-go, I think we were much better in the second. I think Forest did give us a tiny scare with like 1 or 2 chances in the second, but we did really open up the play, carving them open. It kind of looked a lot more stretched as well, and that's what we want. That's the type of style that suits us. And just brilliant finishing from certain players like Van de Ven. Great finish from Pedro Porro. Great start, Dave. I think that was a great second half, and that was what we were banking on. Was we didn't end the first half strong, but we just have been this sort of team all season where we will kind of end the first half quite poorly, only to become the even better team in the second half and blow away teams, and we've done it yet again this season.
No, we have. We've done it yet again today, and today, it went our way. Hopefully now we can build off this sort of result, And look, both goals came from a bit of variety in the final third, right? We didn't keep going down the byline trying to put it across the 6-yard box. Van de Ven took some initiative and banged one in. The cross for Porro was one that actually was pulled back rather than put across the 6-yard box. So hopefully they take a lot of confidence from that in the second half, and that variety in attack, that we showed to break down Nottingham Forest today, which I'm happy about, especially in the second half, because it was really, I think that's the really frustrating thing about the first half. And look, we've been caught at times this season. Today was one of them days we didn't. It is still something we have to learn on. But look, we got the job done today, and because we won 3-1, we're officially in 4th spot. Joint same goal difference as Aston Villa. Oh no, more goal difference than Aston Villa. 3 more goals than them. So as it stands, we actually sit in 4th spot with a game in hand. How good does that look? So, look, job done today, Jack, right? That's what we came in. We wanted to get the win, sit inside 4th tonight, and leave destiny and fate in our own hands, and we've done that.
Job done. It's hard for me to even really, be completely critical of this performance. I felt like we were pretty poor towards the end of the first half, but I thought we started really strong in the first 15 to 20. And I did say, if we just continued that throughout the game, even if we did concede, I did see us going on to still win this game. And I think we got a much better performance in the second, hence why we went on to win it. This Forest team were very beatable. I was not as worried about them as I was about West Ham. I knew they were going to give us some goals. They kind of gave us some mistakes, and we benefited from it. It was sort of in a way, a predictable game, and I'm glad that Spurs didn't make it that hard on us and getting over the line here today. And I'm happy we got the 3 points. It's hard for me to be kind of caught in this 2-mind scenario because I want us to be playing more convincingly. I want us to really dominate teams and finish the season strong with the style of play and with our own play. But I'm also just wanting to finish in Europe and guarantee that we can finish in Europa League, Champions League spots. I'm not even sure how much I prefer one or the other, but I would really like us to finish in either the Europa League or the Champions League. And so these games, you find yourself kind of just wanting the 3 points first, then the good performance later, and it's hard to know kind of what to judge it as because this team, they already are really outperforming expectations, already really outperforming the original goals and expectations we had for them, and it's tough to always find yourself kind of balanced on things when it comes to this season because we do want to finish in the Champions League spots. We want to be selfish, and I think we should be. And this was a much better than the other kind of scraping by sort of wins that we have had this season. I think this one was still better. We really blew them away in the second half, and it's nice that we can rely on that. As frustrating as it is to always have to be in the balance at the end of the first half, it's nice that we just have this superpower of just coming back in the second half.
No, look, it is a good trait to have, sort of. It does show that there is a bit of fight and a bit of spirit about the team. Um, Look, if I'm being uber critical right now, I mean, you know me. Sometimes I don't like being uber critical, but I felt like Nottingham Forest were there to put 4 or 5 by them in the second half. They were really open, and I feel like maybe a bit of lapses in concentration and really sort of killing teams off. But that's where we are this season. That next season will have to change. When you do have these moments, you got to go and put 4 or 5 and instill fear into your opposition. But look, at the end of the day, we showed a lot more variety in that second half. When Bentancur and Højbjerg came on, they completely changed that game in terms of the midfield. And it was all they done was get on the ball and move it a lot quicker. That's all they done. They didn't need 4 or 5 touches to pass the ball 5 yards sideways. Højbjerg came on, got on the ball, 1 touch forward. Bentancur getting on the ball, first thing he's looking to do going forward. And when you've got midfielders that are looking to do that every single time, it helps everyone else further up, and it almost gives everyone else that bit of urgency. And I think that's where the second half performance came out of, because they did bring that urgency. Everything was looking to go forward, and that's where we were looking to get with handball. But look, like I said, there are going to be ups and downs this season. We are what we are right now. The clinical nature will probably come next season. It's something to work on over the summer. 3 points in the bag. I want Champions League. I am so bored this season with no Champions League or any European football to be in. I'm actually sick sitting there watching Brighton in there, Aston Villa in there. It should be Tottenham Hotspur. We're better than all those teams. We have a better reputation than all those teams. It should be us in Europe. So, 3 points on the board today will effectively help us finish in some sort of Europe anyway. But it's a huge step to finishing inside the top 4 and probably coming at the right time. When you actually look back at the week, 3 points against Luton, 1 point against West Ham, and 3 points here. I said coming into these games at the back of the season, if you're not going to get the performances, you want some sort of consistency. We keep putting points on the board. A win today makes that West Ham point look a bit more better as well, I'd argue.
I think that was probably realistic if you were being serious with yourself too, like going into the West Ham away, which is their cup final, and then these 2 other home games. I think we could have probably taken 7 points out of it. And also, last point here before we get to some of the super chats here, really do appreciate you guys sending in your thoughts. Dark Sun G, I think you would agree with me on this one. We have in the past really slipped up in these type of games where we saw our whatever competitor for whatever position we're fighting for, they drop points, our eyes as fans kind of light up. All of a sudden, then the team would then not show up, and we would be disappointed as well. We would miss a huge opportunity. Spurs haven't done that here. I think Dave and I
deserve credit on that today.
We deserved the 3 points. We played well enough for the 3 points. It wasn't even a smash and grab or like a steal of a win or anything. It wasn't like the most pretty or complete 10 out of 10 performance, but it wasn't a terrible performance either. Just think there was a real shaky 30-minute period in that first half, but we'll take it. 3 points, much better than how Villa played, of course, against Brentford, and I think that's something we can be happy with too, is that we got points when it was probably even more pressured than it usually is. I think we already have a bit of pressure on us, but that was more than even usual because Aston Villa did drop points this weekend. Also, Man United for a second looked like they were going to, but I think they're probably well out of it. Big up to Steve D though with a super chat saying in top 4 in crisis, and now top 4 crisis. I think, Steve, I'm not sure if you heard this, and you definitely would agree with me. You probably said it even before I did. It's just Ange has weirdly been a victim of his own success or his own smashing of the standards this season. Everybody, Dave and I, we all sort of said, oh, it's about playing better football. It's about uniting the fan base. It's about just feeling good about Spurs again. He did that within like 3 games. Like he just completely obliterated that sort of a goal and those sort of standards that we set out. We even thought like, oh, 8th or 9th would be okay with me. Completely blew it out of the water. Made you have to accept that we're going to be finishing much higher than that. And so then new expectations, new standards, new goals and everything were set on him in his first season. Like how is he supposed to make all these changes and be able to work things out in the space in the middle of a season? It's just, I felt bad for him that felt like all these new sort of standards were put on him while not even giving him much credit for smashing them in the first place. Everybody's even saying like, oh, it's been so long since we've seen Ange ball. It's like, well, we're still sitting 4th in the Premier League right now. Like, let's be okay with that. Like, he's done well enough so far. So I'm with you, Steve. I feel bad for Ange in that regard. Dave, I think you and I said this plenty of times that just a victim of his own success in the beginning of the season.
No, I think that's the right phrase. Look, I think Postecoglou came in here and implemented things a lot more sooner than what anyone initially expected. We were expecting maybe halfway through the season, right, to find our feet and come out the other end strong. Now, we actually started off very strong, and it's been inconsistent up and down since then. But Ange carries a lot of the can, and although I've been frustrated at times, I keep trying to say this to people. You can't always pin everything on the manager. Players that had to come in when we suffered injuries after them first 10 games that killed momentum. A lot of them players were here before Ange got here. Many people say you got to work with what you've got. I would argue he's worked more with what he's got than what Conte and Jose did. He's brought a good style of football that gets us into the opposition third, which in football, is a very hard thing. We dominate, we sit in there for large periods. I think where the biggest frustration comes from is that forward line. But we also have to take into account that earlier on in the season, teams didn't respect Spurs. They came and played that high line, tried to press us, thinking we were the same team that we were under Conte, that we'd just relinquish possession and sit back. We shocked them. Then they started wising up and they started playing that low block. And we've seen a lot more low blocks, from the middle of the season right through to now the end of the season. And look, that's where this front line for me does need improvement. I still maintain it. It needs dramatic improvement over the course of the summer. But you get that right, you get them signings right, we will look completely a lot more exciting going into next season. You're not going to get everything in one season under Ange Postecoglou, but what I've seen is more than enough to say to me, we're heading in the right direction. The goalkeeper settled. He's phenomenal. He's one of the best in the league. Backline, okay, there's rooms for improvement, but let's not forget injuries, suspensions, and stuff like that's happened this season. But when that back four is out there, generally, they look good. Midfield, I know a lot of people sort of have their problems with it, but for me, it does its job, right? It gets us up into the final third and stuff like that. I'm not going to say that we don't need a couple more signings. We do. But, we're not too far away. Ange Postecoglou has built the right base for us to build off going forward. A bit like what Pochettino done when he came in. Defensively, he solidified us a bit, and then, added the likes of Dembele and that into the midfield and stuff like that. We went on purring. So we're not too far away. But I think where a lot of the frustrations come is because of the start we got off to compared to the lull that we've seen. But that's not all entirely down to Ange. So you're spot on, Steve D.
Absolutely. Big up to you, Stevie D. One and only. And I think you have definitely reminded yourself of your own expectations plenty of times this season. You've stayed very level-headed in it. Big up, my man. Dark Sun G says, I got my wish of winning by 2 goals. We beat Nuno as we should. Come on, you Spurs. Happy to see Van de Ven score his first home goal, too. Now we go on to beat Newcastle and get 3 more points. Newcastle are up for the taking, I think, right now, too, Dark Sun G. They just are a much ropier team than I think they were in the beginning of this season. I think they kind of are already up. I'm not sure even if they have Europe to compete for anymore. It's just like their season really has not, it's not gone according to plan. So I feel like we could give them a good lesson. I know we're going away from home, but still, I think we definitely will take it to them. Got the 2-goal win that we've been asking for, Dave. Times have been too close, right? Where we'll win, even if we smash teams in the second half. Sometimes it's still like we only win by 1 goal, right? And it's still slightly nervous. This time, we got that 2-goal lead, gave ourselves that cushion, gave ourselves that comfort. And the 3-1, 2 came through, Dark Sun G. Everyone went for the 3-1. Finally happened.
Look, and it was a quick second, right? And I think what it done is, it was quick second and third goal, very quick with each other. And it sort of stunned Forest, and it sort of completely killed their momentum. And this is what we're talking about, Jack. When we're dominating possession, go and use it to your effect, kill off the momentum of the opposition. And that's what we done with them 2 quick goals. By the way, I mean, what a goal for your first home goal for Van de Ven, by the way. I absolutely love that. I mean, you had Basuma taking how many shots in the first half, shanking them, this, that, and the other. Couldn't even hit the target. Van de Ven steps up with the only strike he's had from outside the box this season and puts it in top bins. What an absolute goal. I'm buzzing for him. And hopefully more people take inspiration from that.
Showing him how it's done, Dark Sun G, and I think he hit that almost as hard as Wanyama hit it. Probably slightly not as fast, but probably is going to never touch the ground ever again. Is probably up in the orbit, in the atmosphere somewhere.
Nick Marin said it got speeding fine.
Got a speeding fine, Dark Sun G. Big up, man, and I definitely agree with you on a lot of that there. Shawnee Maddox says, still think Vicario was robbed in the man of the match poll. 3 points, and next week we storm and tear down the castle onto the castle, as some people were saying in the chat there. Shawnee Maddox, you're right. Dave, I mean, what moments have we been missing from Vicario? Where are we getting him wrong here? Because to me, Sean, and this is what's going to make you probably drop your drink or surprise you. Like I can't remember like we're used to spectacular crack saves from Vicario. I can't remember too many that he had to make or too many that he did make.
No, look, I think I was just going to say, Jack, the contrary. I think Vicario has probably tested a bit more than maybe what we first maybe.
Okay.
And imagine what I would say is a lot of them were from distance rather than actually like one-on-ones like he did with Mikel Antonio last week against West Ham. I'd also argue he made some of them. Look good for the cameras. There was one in the first half where he could have caught it. He just came out punching it away for no reason, diving through the air. But look. I think what Shawnee Maddox is trying to get at, he's probably made a couple of saves when it was 1-1, that kept us in the game and helped us, go on and keep us in the game to be able to go on and use that platform to build off to win. And I think that's where Shawnee Maddox is coming from. But no, look, for me, I don't think he was tested too much one-on-one like he has been in previous games where he's been superb. I was only saying to Jack the other day behind the cameras that, secretly I actually think Vicario's the best one-on-one goalkeeper in the league.
Yeah, it's easily. I think this season he's probably been the best with his feet of probably most keepers in the league too. Not even just with saving abilities. Think of all the howlers that keepers have been making recently. Even this weekend, right? Or past games. Some of the clearances like keepers are making are now getting blocked and they're seeing these embarrassing goals kind of go in the back of their net right now all of a sudden. Haven't seen Vicario happen to him this season. Nothing like that. So he's been great. Sean, I can't wait to talk to you on the fan show or something because really, like, I'm going to need to rewatch the game. Really am going to need to rewatch it because it's not one of my most memorable Vicario performances, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. So clearly I was blind. Clearly I was missing some stuff out there. Big up to you.
Nonetheless, we're still going to see on Twitter reacts Vicario giving it this to the crowd after the game, which I'm excited for.
And then Jerome says, Højbjerg should not complain. Why is he playing as a sub? Because these mistakes were terrible. He seems to not be able to stay on his feet. Interesting point, Jerome, right? Like, he was playing well, at least in my opinion, but then he makes a mistake like that. And does Ange Postecoglou see that in training? Is that something that he knows about Højbjerg's game? I think Højbjerg can play with a lot of confidence. He does have that sort of moment in him, and we've seen that from him this season already on a couple of times. So something to consider for why he hasn't been given much of a spot. I don't really know why he complained, or at least I don't know why those quotes were taken that way, because I was surprised. I think like him and Postecoglou have had an interesting relationship where he hasn't been used as a starter, but he's been the most common sub or the most common impact sub almost of any player this season. He's played a fair share of minutes as an impact sub for us. It's just he's not been favored by Postecoglou for the starts. And yeah, I don't really know why he had much criticism for him, because it's clear that they do at least see something in each other. Like they do use, they use Højbjerg when they like to. It's just, yeah, I don't know why. Dave, can you explain maybe why he's complained, and could that be a reason? Is the mistake he even made that almost gave up a goal?
Look, I think they have a mutual understanding from a professional standpoint, right? Postecoglou will be like, look, Højbjerg, I know you probably want out because you don't agree with me not playing you, but can you still give it your all when called upon between now and the end of the season? And Postecoglou, as a professional, would have said, yeah, of course, that's not even in doubt. I just want to know why I'm not playing. Look, when it comes to Højbjerg, Jack, you sort of hit the nail on the head earlier on in the season. He's a better impact sub than what he has been starting. And that's because when he comes on as an impact sub, teams are tired and he's a lot more space on the ball than what they did, in the first half. But I'd also argue, teams don't seem to press us as much as they did. When we were giving Højbjerg these opportunities in the start of the season, teams didn't respect us and they pressed us an awful lot. Now that they drop off us a lot more, I reckon, you probably get a lot more out of Højbjerg and maybe realise that he probably does suit the system maybe a bit more than maybe what people originally first thought. But it looks like that Postecoglou has one way he wants to go. And I think when I look at Højbjerg, I just don't think he's mobile enough in the defensive sort of aspect of the game, in terms of look at how Bentancur glides around, Basuma, Sarr, people like that, and I think that's where it lets him down. But Look, it is what it is. I've been a big fan of Højbjerg, and I'll be sad to see him go. You know, that guy, and I think people very forget, and I know I'm rambling here when it comes to Højbjerg, but I think people forget at one stage he was our only midfielder. You know, he had to do all the donkey work behind Ndombele, Dele Alli, Lo Celso. You know, then he had a Harry Winks as a partnership who's since been gone. Then he's had Skip, who's nowhere near the team now, and stuff like that. I feel like he's had a bit of a raw deal at Tottenham, to be honest, in his time. I don't think we've been helped, and last thing I would say is Ange made a lot of changes for that Carabao Cup game against Fulham earlier on this season. Have a look back at that squad. There's not a lot, many of them left, and those who are left are on the periphery.
Yeah, fair point.
I think they're the ones who are going.
Jerome, too, like on Højbjerg, like the mistake he made, I think that does probably, touch on what Dave brought up about how when he is put under pressure, makes more mistakes. When you give him more time on the ball, he actually can hurt you type of guy. And I think that's what Højbjerg's been giving us this season, is when there is more time on the ball, when there is opportunities to really take your time with trying to carve open the defense, he actually suits that type of game. When he starts being put under pressure, actually he will make mistakes, and majority of the time, like you'd say that the midfielders should be able to handle pressure. They should be able to play out from the back, and he struggles with it probably more so than a Basuma does. But when you give them more time on the ball, and sometimes Højbjerg can be a good, useful player to have around. But that's a good analysis there, Jerome. I think a lot of that's probably accurate for what Ange sees in him. And then Darkson G says, laugh my ass off, Blues beat Man United, then drew to Sheffield. It was in the back of my head, Darkson G. It really was like, okay, surely they're just going to drop points to Sheffield in the next game. And Agent Poch, he's at full work right now, where he picks up the points against Man United that we needed him to, and then only to drop points to Sheffield, straight afterwards. That is Agent Poch at full work right now, Darkson G. It really just summarizes Chelsea, though. I think anybody who watched that game against Man United probably had that in the back of their head, like, no, they're now going to drop points against Sheffield right afterwards. What a joke of a team this season. I'm so glad the two teams that we're not in the position of trying to explain, because, Dave, it's very hard to do what we do when we're trying to explain performances, or you find yourself at halftime, trying to make sense of the game. I could not even try to explain Chelsea or Man United. Chelsea or Man United are the most ropey teams I have seen this season. I'm so glad we are not them.
Let's not forget, though, Jack, we were there for the last few years, you know what I mean?
We were trying to explain those type of games, that's true, but oh, geez, I don't envy them. I do not envy them, Darkson G. And more work by Agent Poch. And that's embarrassing. Sheffield really.
Being brutally honest, though, just on that, I love seeing their fans having this time, because they all used to laugh at us when we were going through this, while they were picking up trophies. They've had their time. Now it's time to flip the script, so I'm delighted to see it, to be honest with you.
Sheffield are also easily one of the worst teams I've seen in the Premier League in a few years, Darkson G, too. So to even drop points to them, it's just ridiculous. 2J says, I'll be here after every match until Dave admits Kulu is crap.
You're going to have to keep tuning in.
Dave? How many more
He's going to have to keep tuning in. He's going to have to tune in every single week. Look, I understand the frustrations around Kulusevski, right? I do understand, where maybe 2J's coming from. But for me, I'm telling you, there's a real player in there. I think he's just a bit lost at this moment in time. Since he picked up that injury under Conte last season, I think it was just after the international break, to his hamstring, he hasn't returned the same player from it. He just hasn't. Now, what I would say is, I think when I look at Kulu, I think he's stuck for ideas right now. He doesn't sort of really know what to do. And I think he is at the point where he maybe needs to rediscover himself and work a bit harder on the training ground, and get that right foot up to scratch, and stuff like that. There are things he can do personally to help himself, but for me, he's definitely not a bad player. He's a very good player. I really do like Kulusevski. I think he's got a lot to offer. I look at a lot of what he's got. I find him very similar to Harry Kane, right? He's not the quickest, but he knows how to use his body to buy him time and stuff like that. I know a lot of people get frustrated with maybe his decision making in the final third. But we'd be having the same conversations around Son if we didn't move him into the striker role. And the reason why is because we don't have Harry Kane up front. Kulu looked great when we had Harry Kane up front. Same as Son off the left. This season, everyone goes, Son's too old. He can't play left anymore. He plays up striker. But when it comes to Kulu, it's just that he's shit. He's useless. No one wants to have proper discussions about it because they all wanted to sell the star striker in the summer for a bit of cash. So no one wants to have the proper discussions about it. But the Suns' numbers, they're not the same off the left because we don't have that expert finishing guy up top. And Kulu's numbers are nowhere near the same off the right because, again, we don't have that finishing guy up top. That forward line is not right. Don't get me wrong. It's nowhere near right, and I want it to be better. But Kulu is a lot better player than what people give him credit for. So 2J, you are going to have to sit here, tune in, and listen to my analysis after every single game, even into next season. Come back to me halfway during next season and we'll have the conversation again. But likewise, when you're live and Kulu does come back and do well, I'm going to have to go into your chat and do the same thing. I'm not leaving until you tell me that Kulu's a great player.
And Dave will write it, and he'll find a way to write it in Greek for you as well, too, today.
I love it, though. It's good banter between me and 2J and Kulu. Big yourself up, and hopefully life's keeping well.
Has he been crap recently? Yeah, to a degree. Will he be crap forever? I don't think he will. I think he will get back someday to his better form. Someone did say, at least something to think about, 2J, the first 10 games of the season, Kulusevski was brilliant in that first 10 games of the season, right? And just shows, like, what the team was playing well when Kulu was... Team was playing well when Basuma was playing well. Team was playing well when Kulu was playing well. There were a lot of guys that have faded kind of in this season that could explain some of our own, kind of inconsistency. Part of the reasons that we've had some inconsistent displays have been probably because Kulusevski and players like Basuma and other guys that were so good in that first 10 games haven't been near that same level as often, and that could be another explanation, I think. But he has no, even when he came on, he still looks like he's lacking confidence right now. He is. That I will admit to that. Big up to you too, Jay. Darkson G. Newcastle without Joe Linton, Wilson, Almiron, Pope, Botman, Livermento is there for the taking. Threats from Bruno, Harvey Barnes, Gordon, Isaac, and Cher. I want a 4-0 win. Come on, you Spurs. Still feel sore about that time they embarrassed us last time out. Darkson G, when we went to their place. Probably the worst defeat I think Dave and I have ever experienced, I think, on these watch-alongs. So Newcastle will always have that, I think, with us in the back of our head. Joe Linton, I'm glad, is out because he's always saved up worldies against us. Anytime he's played against us, he's put in his best ever performances in a Newcastle shirt. Almiron did cause us problems last time as well. Pope is a great keeper. He's always put in good performances, I feel like, against Spurs. A lot of those guys I'm very happy to see off the list. And I just think this Newcastle team are there for the taking, Dave. I agree with Darkson G. I don't think they're as good as they were last season, and I think a lot of the injuries have hurt them. I just think the fact that this season isn't where it was supposed to be for them, it's almost like their mentality as a fan base, as a team in general, it's like they're kind of already checked out. It's kind of like they already are looking for the end of the season. Dare I say, even on the beach.
Look, it just goes to show that money isn't the be-all. It doesn't solve every problem you've got, right? Newcastle have it in abundance. But, and do you know what's funny about it? Because I actually watched that Newcastle documentary. The All or Nothing one that they done on Newcastle. And they were aware of it heading into the summer. On their own analysis, they said, we're going to have to, build a bigger squad here because heading into a season where you're doubling the games with Europe, it's statistically you end up carrying a lot more injuries going into that season. And, they knew that coming into it, and yet they've been blighted by injuries all season long. It's absolutely hilarious. So if I'm a fan of Newcastle, I'll be maybe, making a case for piss poor planning heading into this season and stuff like that. But look, they're definitely there for the taking, Darkson G. They got a lot of good players out. Callum Wilson, it wouldn't surprise me even if he was fit. He did shirk an injury. He doesn't want to come up against the Pigeon. He's going to be ready for that game for sure. Joe Linton's a huge loss in that midfield. For me, it's just the physicality of the guy being able to pick up the ball, run at a couple of players and stuff like that. He's a huge loss. And you're right, Newcastle are there for the taking. Let's see what Tottenham turn up. But I will say, we've got a few hidings up there over the last few years. The one under Conte, the 6-0 that Jack was talking to, where you go quit at half-time. I remember going there at the end of the season under Pochettino and being spanked 5-0. So, the warning signs are there. It could go 50-50, but you're definitely right. It's there for the taking.
And the only player I'd be very worried about in that list, probably two of them. I'd say Gordon has been brilliant for them this season, probably been one of their best players. Isaac, of course, too, but Bruno Guimaraes, Darkson G, I think you and I knew that. I raved about that guy for so many years, and I think he'd still be a brilliant signing for Spurs, actually. Think at the number 6, again, just that guy's just such a brilliant passer of the ball, and he does cause problems, but Isaac and Gordon are the ones up front that they are tricky customers, but we should be fine. I think we should be fine. I don't think they're the same team they were last year. Martin Knightsbridge says Kulu is way off it lately. Something just ain't right. I agree, Dave. Like, I think you and I are going to defend him, and you guys are going to try to explain why he's, not playing as well. But he has been off. I think we can admit to that. Like, he's just not been the same player. He's questioning his own decision making. He just looks hesitant. Even that one moment towards the end of the game there, it was so similar to the West Ham game that he messed it up again with that final chance. Kulu, he's just off it right now, right?
No, 100% he is. And when I look at Kulu, Jack, when I look at him, I think he's second guessing himself all the time. Last season, it didn't matter. You just get the ball out of his foot, one touch, get the head up, put it in the box. Big man's going to get on the end of it, put it in a danger zone. This year, I think he's sort of second-guessing himself a lot. You look there near the end of the game. At one stage, he went to play the ball, then didn't play it, and then went to play it and gave it away. And that's where it's gone wrong for me. I think he's maybe struggling where his best position is in this forward line. I think he's got a great footballing brain, just like Son. But I think they're missing that third guy to be that focal point for them all to work off. That's where I think, for me personally, I think he is struggling. When people are saying he kept on cutting inside from the left-hand side. Yeah, because Son was in the middle. He can't put the ball in the box for Son. He can't cross it there for Son. He can't put the ball in the box and stuff like that. And also, when the ball goes out to him, it's very slow. You want to get it out there one-on-one, give him a chance to beat his fullback and stuff like that. But look, like I said, he also has to. He's at the point now. He's not a child anymore. He's grown into a man, 22, 23 years of age. Something has to click with him. What sort of player do I want to be? Do I want to be a player that has a bang average career, or do I want to take all of my ability now and go on and flourish and be the best I can? And hopefully it's that second one. He needs to get on the training pitch and start working on that right hand foot. After training, do extra stuff like that to help himself as well.
Definitely. And also his shooting, for me, I think what has happened to that left foot of his, even when we knew he was a one-footed player, he still was an effective one-footed player. He would take really good shots on goal, had a good finish on him. He had a terrific, bending cross that he would play too. Just a lot of that's also gone away. I agree with Dave that he needs to work on his right foot, but even when he was a one-footed player for us in that season with Conte and a half,
couldn't stop him.
He had a terrific wand of a left foot. I can't say it's much of a wand, of recent. It's not been that way. Big up, though.
But, Jack, you alluded to it earlier on in the season. There was a couple of times where he was cutting in, and you're thinking, just curl it in now. You've done the difficult job. You're one-on-one with the keeper. And he takes extra touches that he doesn't need to take. He's just second-guessing himself all the time.
Second-guessing yourself is the right way to describe it. The kind of dumber way I've described it is more of a baseball term. I kind of called it the yips, or where you kind of it's a version of second guessing yourself, where you just the moment you find yourself in what normally would be a natural movement or a natural decision or something like that for you, you do end up kind of second guessing, or just even your own body language just sort of shows that you're not as confident in the way that you're taking it. And I think that's been the case for Kulusevski, especially in front of goal. Like when he does get a chance to either get an assist or even, shoot and get a goal, he really does kind of just, make the wrong decision, or just actually just play it poorly. Darkson G says, wait, the Blues drew to Sheffield and Burnley last my house up. What a waste of money. Blues drawing to Burnley, and the season they've had too, drawing to Burnley at home. I didn't even watch. I think I watched the highlights of that game, Darkson G. It's just that I didn't end up watching it in person, so it was hard to get a gauge of how bad Chelsea must have been to have drawn with them, because I think they were like 2-0 up or something, and then they ended up, bottling it and drawing 2-2 or something like that. Again, Dave, it's another example of I'm so glad I'm not them this year, because to have to go through watch-alongs of drawing with Sheffield Burnley, two of the worst teams. I really would say, Darkson G, I think I've tweeted it twice. I think I've said with Burnley, they've been one of the worst teams I've seen in the Premier League in a while. And then Sheffield United are also one of the worst teams I've seen in the Premier League in a while. Of the relegated bottom finishing teams, those two in particular, terrible, terrible teams. And I'm glad that we haven't had that embarrassment this year.
Look, what I would say about Chelsea is, again, I think they're another club that's missing a striker. They pinned all their hopes on Jackson. It hasn't worked out the way they thought it would. That guy misses sitter after sitter. I think if they get a striker, I think you'll see some of their results that they've got this season potentially look a lot different. So I'd urge caution. I think they'll be in the market for a striker just like we will be this summer. So let's wait and see what happens there. But, yeah, look, it doesn't matter. There's still, if Raheem Sterling was as good as everyone says he is, they should have enough to beat the likes of Sheffield and Burnley. I mean, even we thumped Burnley. We thumped them at their place and then bet them in the FA Cup. And, in fairness, we left it late to Sheffield. It was Kulu that got the winner.
I agree with you with them on the striker. I'd probably say it's more the 200 million something that they spent on midfield. Yet it seems like every team is able to dominate them in midfield. Like every team is able to run through their midfield, dominate their midfield. Yet they spent 200 something million on midfielders. Conor Gallagher has been praised as their best midfielder of the season. Yet again, they spent 200 million on midfielders. So I think that's where also their problems definitely do lie this season. Caicedo has been an absolute donkey of a player for them this year, so I'd look forward to playing them. And if we can get over the line this year against them, Dark Sun G, if we could actually pick up a win against them this year, that really shows how bad they've been, because we never have any hope or any luck against them. And this year, once again, it feels like, there's maybe a chance we could get something. Big up, Dark Sun G. Really appreciate the support. Absolutely embarrassing season for them. And ours, nowhere near so, Dave. We actually have, we're nowhere near embarrassment. We're actually near expectation. We're actually feeling, we want to finish something. We actually have a great chance to finish strong and finish with something to hold on to, a Champions League spot. So, great 3 points. We ride on. We move on to Newcastle here. See if we can pick up 3 points there and continue this top 4 hunt.
No, look, we done what we wanted today coming into the game, getting ourselves into the top 4 race, put it in our own destiny. So I think someone said it earlier, it's time to go and tear down that castle now next week, and continue this march into the top 4. Good performance today in terms of second half, sort of really well. A few positive things to build off the back of it. So let's see how it goes. But job done for another week, Jacko. Delighted.
Yeah, I'm very delighted. Everybody.
Champions League, here we come. I can hear it now. Whoa, whoa. Oh, no, that's Europa League. Sorry, we're going to Champions
You're preparing for that one just in case. Just in case still we end up dropping down there. Maybe you're doing that for Villa. Sending them the Europa League.
Just getting ready just in case.
Everybody, if you can for us, feel free to grab a membership to support the channel. Smash the like button if you haven't already. We do really appreciate all of you that do pick us for the watch-alongs. This is one of the many places that you can go, but you choose us as your watch-along destination, and we do really
Support
appreciate that.
Support's been mighty today across 2 shows. Fair play to everyone.
Yeah, it's been huge for a while now on these watch-alongs. We really do love and appreciate you guys, and I think we'll leave you there. Twitter Reacts could come at some stage, probably most likely tomorrow, I think in the morning, for you guys, and I think a fan show as well coming up, and everybody, just keep looking out for some content. And let's just keep riding this Ange Postecoglou wave and train. Keep winning.
Winners are grinners.
Everybody, I think we'll leave you there. Come on, you Spurs. And actually, just lastly, just want to say a massive thank you to Steve D, Dark Sun G, of course, from earlier, Jerome. Really great super chat from you there, Jerome. 2J, Shawnee Maddox, the one and only, Martin Knightsbridge, the Big D, Daniel Larson, Al Ben, Ian Cook. Really appreciate Dropkick Your Teacher. Really appreciate you all. Thank you for the support for this channel. Adrian Chia, Paul Markey, because it does go a really long way in keeping this channel going and thriving. But Dave, any final words from yourself? Then we'll go.
No, look, go off and enjoy what's left of your Sunday, guys. We've got the job done. No need to sit here and moan and dwell and argue about anything. We won. Go off, enjoy yourself, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. We'll have Twitter Reacts probably sometime tomorrow or, in the afternoon, depending on whether we decide to wait for better stuff to entertain you guys or not. And then the fan show tomorrow night, so get on and have your say. Main thing is, winners are grinners. Come on, you Spurs. I love this bloody club. In the mighty hands we trust. We never stop, baby.
We never stop, everybody. We'll be seeing you. Come on, you Spurs.
Everywhere we go.